Why is everyone in Aladdin hot? My original statement stands. I don't care what you say. There's pepperoni in that ratatouille. Mandela effect. Which one is Mr. Incredible's son? Seriously, how the hell did this come out in 2008? My girl had a hard week, so I kidnapped her and flew her to Disney World. When I have a hard week, I just have another hard week. Your reminder that Disney owns the right to both franchises and can make this battle happen anytime they want. Disney artists did not have to go this hard for a short film. Well, Abu, looks like we don't need the genie anymore. How do I convert my screams to energy, like they did in Monster Inc? This is the only way Buzz's hair should look. Classic Disney princesses were modeled after real women. You're just fat. You can't keep getting away with it. Candace, at the end of every Phineas and Ferb episode, I have been here a day, and already I've seen so many Disney couple shirts that basically boil down to this. Are people okay? My stupid wife is making me pay for this. I'm his mini. Pixar. Andy has to grow up, otherwise it makes no sense. Also Pixar. Yeah, Jack is still a baby, 13 years later. What are you going to do about it? Sorry everyone, but the world's greatest cosplay has been achieved. I don't know why, but I can't stop laughing. Disney. I enjoyed my daughter's first Disney ride more than she did. Why does my kettle look like Mike Wazowski? The man who voiced Mickey Mouse and the woman who voiced Minnie Mouse were married to each other in real life. Remember Peter Pan? This is him now. Feel old yet? This is the best one yet. Remember when Linguini brought a rat he found back to his apartment and got all embarrassed and was like, it's not much to the rat. Linguini is the only millennial character ever written correctly. The first look of Inside Out's new emotion character. Pixar producers. Okay, we got a new movie idea. It's called Rocks. Pixar animators. Say no more. When you realize the first Toy Story movie came out 25 years ago. Pixar CEO. Remember guys, we work as a team. There is no I in Pixar. Yes there is. No there isn't. Writes the word Pixar on a piece of paper and hands it to the CEO. Oh my. Yeah. Murder it with a lamp. I like being invited to things, but I don't necessarily like going. But I like being invited. A raccoon, a tree, and a Disney princess. I see no difference. The Little Mermaid, 1989. Do you guys know how long it took me to work out that he has 7 daughters because there are 7 seas? Decades. What? Which sea is Ariel? The Red Sea. Have you seen her hair? How much does Jack Frost weigh? Enough to break the ice. This actually isn't even a joke or a pickup line. It's a general statement. He weighed enough to break the ice and drowned. During the park's first year, real ammunition was used at the Penny's arcade shooting gallery. I was today years old when I learned these two share the same voice actor. Peakley is, without a doubt, the best Disney princess. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm a queen. Delete this. I was at Disneyland, and a toddler walked up to a snack stand and was like, "May I have a cup of water?" And the employee just looked them dead in the eyes and was like, "That'll be $4.25. And that, folks, is the Disney magic. The Minions have a huge weekend in theaters, extending problems for Disney. So you might say that Disney is on track for a very light year financially. If Disney characters had fuller bodies, they would look much more realistic. They really do have unrealistic body proportions. If I didn't know any better, I would think they were cartoons or something. When Disney made Finding Nemo to raise awareness about taking animals from their natural habitat, when clownfish sales skyrocketed because everyone wanted a pet Nemo. I sure hope gas prices don't get too high. Gas prices. Disney stars used to sing like you could tell it was rested on them, whether their families got to keep a roof over their heads or not. You're welcome. Do you take constructive criticism on your posts? Do you think Pixar should bring back bloopers? Yes. Dad goals at Disneyland. The voices of all these characters took a selfie together. One of Disney's biggest aesthetics mistakes was whenever they decided to get rid of that one specific sparkly effect they used in their early movies. Pixar in 1995. Friendship can overcome jealousy and envy. Pixar in 2022. Yas, Queen, Soleil, be different. What happened? If you live long enough, you see the same eyes in different people. Ariana Grande looks like a Disney princess using her one wish to her fairy godmother to ask for the world's biggest can of Monster Energy drink. Warner Brothers has Speedy Gonzales, so why doesn't Disney have a famous rabbit? Should we tell her? There is no one in my Incredibles 2 theater under the age of 15. A group of 15 guys just walked in with beers and yelled, "Where's my super suit? We are not here to mess around. You want glory? I'll show you glory." There are too many levels to this joke, and I wanted awareness of neither of them. I hate this so much, so you all have to suffer with me. But first I have to polish up my resume. How do you spell gorgeous? Yeah, you don't spell that with a clear conscious. The shade. Aladdin. I can show you the world. Jasmine. Okay, let's just fly around the city we live in though. Remember when Pixar used to animate blooper reels for their movie characters, so they were behaving like actors in a movie and messing up their lines, and even the villains were goofy off the screen? Ah yes. Yes, enslaved scream. When I was a boy, they took my mother. Mommy! Now it's time for them to pay dearly. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson stars in Disney's Bambi. I'm in Disney World and it's raining like crazy, and one of the princesses strutted past me and said, "Even in the rain, I look good." Pinocchio had a wild 2022. Tally-ho, Dapper Elsa strikes again. When you audition for the Pixar lamp role and you don't get the job. Geronimo, Arafo, Navajo, Pocahontas. If you don't love Genie, there's something wrong with you. That look Nala gave Simba in the field should have been enough to make Lion King at least PG-13. As an adult, I literally do whatever I want, but I always end up wanting to just go to sleep. So my niece looks like baby Merida, and nothing you can say can convince me otherwise. Volkswagen develops high-tech office chair that can Fuck. That shit attacked me. I just got assaulted. 12 miles per hour is pretty quick for a chair. Nothing has ever made me happier in my whole life. The plot to Mary Poppins is weird. Imagine being 8 years old and your absent father hires a woman off the street to sing to you about how fun it is to drink cough syrup. Everything lime green is evil. Every villain is lime. So I have made the decision to trust you. A horrible decision, really. Cheers to Flynn Rider, the closest Disney ever came to a realistic male character. All the awards. Disneyland during rain, or fog, or darkness is my favorite. It truly looks like a hazy dream. That is just Justin Bieber, in a dress though. Come on, Timon. You guys gotta create a diversion. What do you want me to do? Dress in drag and do the hula? One of the best transitions I've ever seen in a movie. The Orphans. I'm so sorry. Disney executive. I need ideas, people. Big ideas. What if we did all of our movies again? Cigar drops out of mouth. Woody, you are a toy. Buzz, you're a prince, and you're going to marry a princess. Now, father, you're living in the past. This is the 14th century. Yeah, Dad, wake up and smell the plague. Marriage. More good women have been lost to marriage than to war. Famine, disease, and disaster. You have talent, darling. Don't squander it. Why did they give this line to a villain? Because they wanted it to seem like an extreme position that only a cold-hearted woman who wants a puppy coat could have. Sorry, kid. Can't help you. Why not? 2 words. I am retired. It's funny because I am retired in Greek is which is 2 words. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Disney. What Pixar taught me. Friends are for life. Heroes are not about size. Things are rarely what they seem, and no ocean is too large to cross for the ones you love. I feel like this looks extremely symbolic. Notice how they're both in the same position, but Elsa's reflection is on the right side. Stop. Notice how Elsa can still see the kingdom, while all Hans can really see is himself. Marvel right now. I gotta blame somebody, otherwise it's all my fault. Screw that. She is currently causing the Disney plushie merch department nightmares. The European mind cannot comprehend this. That post where someone who used to work at Disney World said Europeans used to come up to them and be like, I want to go to LA today, but when does that park close? Like, you know, this toy would be a lot cooler if Disney actually had a princess that's known for practicing oh wait, am I a joke to you? Disney Plus is raising its prices. Here's how to cancel. Disney now owns this scene. Liam Neeson says the Star Wars fandom is a cult and Disney is diluting the brand. There are so many movies and spin-offs now. Taking the paycheck and then pooping on the thing you were in is so funny, bro. Get that bag. Excuse me, scary orb thing. Where are you taking us? Isn't that the high school? Prepare to be drained of all individuality and spirit. Yep, high school. Disney Channel knew what's up. My little brother loves Gravity Falls. As a gift, I bought him a little pocket journal and filled it with notes in invisible ink. They're going to tell you that babies come from people. This is a lie. We grew you in a lab and Dad built the crawl space back in the old house. You have Hornet DNA. The remake they think we want versus the remake we actually want. Looks good on the package, not much when worn. Just because I don't want to be part of the drama at work doesn't mean I don't want to know all the tea. It all started with a dream and a mouse. As soon as we saw The Rock, we looked at each other and knew what we had to do. Disney had no business. Okay, chill out, man. Dramatic girlfriend. Understanding boyfriend. They're the best Disney princesses. Go argue with the wall. Baking hack. Chop off Angel's head for a homemade Baby Yoda cookie cutter. My friend has identical triplet boys and she dressed them up as the boys from Brave. Guys, it's his backstory. Beast, you must live with me in this castle for the rest of your days. The food is free? Yes, but I don't have to pay rent. I think you're missing the point of— there's a library? Sign me up. Roomie, please leave. Name a character that went through more pain than him. Oh wait, I never feel like more of a failure when I can't remember a piece of Harry Potter trivia. Oh, I'm a sham. Years of academy training wasted. And that is why Elsa is a queen and the rest are princesses. You can't marry a person you just met. There is a hotel room inside Cinderella's castle reserved only for contest winners. There is one in Disneyland above Pirates of the Caribbean. I think my girlfriend's professor makes super suits on the side. Costume characters are discouraged from giving adults high fives. The fuck? As the festive season nears, a reminder that Return of the Jedi is essentially viewing trees with lights, cozy fires, red and green. Oh ho ho. Doctor at my checkup asked me if I had any feelings of depression or anxiety, and I said, don't we all? And she said, no. The path to inner peace begins with 4 words. Not my fucking problem. This is Yoda. Yoda likes tomatoes. May I ask for a BB-8 in a sweater with the sleeves flapping behind him? I tried to ask this a few times, and each time my internet crashed. Whoa, Phineas, which way are you facing? Good question. Left. I swear this show is gold in every way. Me, after finishing an awesome book series. Oh no, this is Earth, isn't it? I don't think I've seen something more accurate than this. Let's discuss. I think the best Disney Pixar movie is WALL-E or Finding Nemo. Probably Finding Nemo, yeah. Ratatouille this, Ratatouille that. What about some respect for my freaking girlies? No. Frankly, I find the whole dating thing to be overrated. Who would want to subject themselves to that? Those of us who can actually get dates. The joke's on both of you. You end up dating each other. Me drunk at 3 a.m. Going to bed, a healthy snack. Shredded cheese from the bag. Oh my, you're such a little toddler. Say, that's what I'm going to call you. Todd. You know Todd, I'm not going to be so lonely anymore. Who gave you the right to do this and then cut up onions and then throw them in my eye? I was Disney Plus before there was a Disney Plus. God damn, this is old. I need to sleep in a stitched bed. Mentally, I'm here. Never watched this. So, you spend your early 20s thinking you have everything together by 25, and then reach 25 and realize you're still a child who likes to eat cereal for dinner and sing along to Disney movies. Except now, you have bills and taxes and anxiety and can't sleep. This is my favorite variation of Double Dutch. On the signal, we switch places. Kronk, it's time. I don't even know what this movie was, but it was great. Dumbo may have gotten bad reviews as a movie, but it got great reviews as a way to artificially extend the copyright of a nearly 80-year-old property, which is the whole point of Disney remakes. And there it is. Oh, that makes a lot of sense actually. What if the reason the creators of Monsters Inc. waited 12 years to make Monsters University was because the kids who watched Monsters Inc. of ages 5, 6, and 7 now are 17, 18, and 19 and off to college. The same goes for Toy Story 3 and how Andy was giving up his toys, his childhood, and moving on to college as well. What if they wanted to say goodbye to the child that loved their movies properly? My niece wanted me to draw her as her favorite princess, which happens to be Princess Tiana. She was so excited after I showed it to her. She asked me to post it so everyone can see it. Isn't she beautiful? These broken looking dresses were created by a retired cabinet maker. They are fully functional and look like they belong in a fairy tale. I wouldn't marry me either. Where's Ariel? That man was under a whole spell and was still worried about Ariel. If I were on a date and the person said that they didn't like Disney, I would look them dead in the eye and be like, in a relationship, I need faith, trust, and then I would open my wallet and throw glitter and then whisper, okay, stop lying. Honey, we have guests coming over. Go get the fancy plates. The fancy plates. Let me go, please. I'll do anything. But he could die. Please, I'll do anything. I never made that connection before. This is why it's my favorite Disney movie. It's always got something new. Trouble. You're only in trouble if you get caught. My motto. What's a motto? Nothing. What's a motto with you? A Disney reference in a Disney post. I don't get it. And so, Dr. Balu finds himself leaping from life to life, hoping each time his next leap will be the leap home. You have the abilities of a Disney prince or princess, depending on who you are, I guess. You can talk to animals, people burst into songs around you, and it seems like every other day a person falls madly in love with you. As one of the most feared mafia enforcers in New York, it's tough, but you make it work. How did you know? Okay. Seriously, who is making these? Disney announces Life Day spork and food items coming to Star Wars Galaxy Edge this year. It's funny how Disney has been marketing the Star Wars Holiday Special so much, despite the fact it's a major source of shame for George Lucas. But then I forgot, Disney has no sense of shame. The sequel I've been waiting for. Down. Toy Story taught us that appearances really do trick you. These two cars serve literally no purpose in the Cars universe. The detail in the first Incredibles versus Incredibles 2. Rapunzel's neck must have been really strong. Show me a Disney character that went harder than Scar. Maleficent cursed a baby because she was not invited to the first birthday party. Try again. I wonder how Mike Wazowski cries. I always found this part of Toy Story 2 so oddly satisfying. My puppy thinks he's Bolt from the movies. Me watching Disney movies. I don't care how old I am. This will always be me. I'm at Disney and this mother just told her son, "This is the happiest place on earth. Don't make me slap you." Only Disney manages to make a bold fish. This is one of the more crazy villains ever. He got rejected once and decided to start clapping all of the superheroes in existence. Disney made turning 16 such a big deal. I turned 16 and my life went to shit. The wilderness must be explored. Did Russell die? The only thing I like about working at a movie theater is seeing this dad bring his daughter to Disney movies. Toy Story 5 is in the works. If humans ain't finding out the toy's alive in this one, pack it up already. When you hand Mickey Mouse the orcs. In Ratatouille, when Linguini brings Remy back to his apartment and gets all embarrassed and is like, "It's not much," to a rat. That's my level of insecurity. This guy was raised by gorillas, lived in a forest and didn't know human language, and still got a girlfriend. He is a Disney princess now. I will never get over the fact someone said, "Thanks Satan," in a Disney movie. No, Nemo. Notice sadness is in charge in the mother's mind, and anger leads in the father's mind. I want her so bad. I did not understand when I was younger, but I understand now. This hot air balloon was modeled to look like the house from Up. One time my ex was really mad at me, and after we broke things off, he sent me this and never talked to me again. What's Disney's obsession with dumb birds? Who did this? I can no longer unsee it. It is too pure. I was thinking about this picture on the drive home and started laughing so hard that I almost got in a car wreck. This picture almost killed me. When you realize every kid in the first Toy Story movie is Andy, but wearing different clothes. The beauty of Disney, a series of perfect shots I've noticed in some of my favorite Disney movies. Most relatable character in Moana, rages for 1000 years, takes a nap when she's done. I just realized they were all single dads. A dog walking out a dog. Disney logic. My, how the tables have turned. Yes, maybe cartoons have had an influence on my preferences. Why the dog? Like, people before and after taking off their glasses according to Disney. What if we're all characters in a book? What if when you forget what you were going to say, it's the author backspacing? Guys, Olympus would be that way. Hades puts up with so much shit during this movie. I sympathize with him more than Hercules. Girls who can run in heels should be feared. Not only if I run in heels, but run upstairs made of ice in heels. If that's not bad enough, she's skipping steps. The creators of Finding Nemo missed the perfect fish pun by saying the end instead of fin. Someday future archaeologists are going to dig up Disney World and think it was some bizarre mouse worshipping kingdom. Babe, it's been 2 months. Time to consume another nostalgia bait remake from your childhood. Yes, corporation. Disney, please give us back villains who were evil, and they know it. No generational trauma or morally grey villains, just pure evil. Yesterday I had a breakdown and decided to go to Paris, so I'm at Disneyland. When I have a breakdown, I open the fridge. Y'all remember Disney XD? What was that? I used to think this was Disney, but for people who could skateboard. 6-year-old Jermaine had been saving up his money so he could go to Walt Disney World, but he decided to spend that money on food to hand out to the Hurricane Dorian evacuees instead. Stop crying. It's just a movie. The movie. Nothing has ever made me happier in my whole life. Around 1 a.m., I turn into the psychotic lion from The Lion King. I don't trust you if you think Violet is not the most relatable character in history. Disney bans grieving father from having Spider-Man on son's grave. Copyright law is great. I'm getting Spider-Man tattooed on my nuts and there's nothing Disney can do about it. Family is there for you, even when the sky is falling. This man literally stood around and let his son get relentlessly bullied by the entire town. From Disney. Oh dear. Frozen Elsa head. Disney really is the most magical place on earth. Minnie realized that this little boy was deaf and communicated with him in ASL. My cats are doing their very best Lion King reenactment. Disney Channel stars when the camera stops filming. Disney taught me that the best way to express your sadness is to throw yourself on the nearest object and dramatically sob. From Snow White's perspective, the old peddler woman was totally legit. She gave her an apple and told her to make a wish. Next thing she knows, the prince is there to take her away, and she is surrounded by her friends rejoicing. My face when someone says Lion King is just for kids. I know Lilo and Stitch came first, but has anyone noticed that David is wearing Maui's hook? I have been in therapy ever since. Disney wakes up every morning and chooses trauma. If Bella never found the castle, my life is like a Disney movie, and by that, I mean I'm pretty sure I will end up sharing spaghetti with a dog in an alley. Go confront the problem, fight, win. I need an Edna Mode Life coach. Edna is a shining example of all kinds of useful things. Volkswagen develops high-tech office chair that can zip you around the office at a top speed of 12 miles per hour. How would you like your remains to be handled after you die? Scattered at Disneyland. Also, I don't want to be cremated. Owning a cat is hearing things crash during the night and deciding it's a problem for you tomorrow Sayonara. Disney experimental era had something amazing going on with their antagonists, because we wanted to see these guys be redeemed. We knew they could do better. Disney has announced Story Living, their own residential neighborhoods that allow fans to look for new ways to make Disney a bigger part of their lives. You will live in the Disney pod. You will eat the Disney bug. You will own nothing. You will be happy. It looks like Lightning McQueen paved this road. Toy Story 2 bloopers, because Pixar animates bloopers. Animated bloopers. This is why Pixar is greater than everything else. This pipe almost gave me a heart attack. For a second, I thought it was this guy from The Lion King, living under my backyard. Disney gave us memories. DreamWorks gave us memes. What if Aladdin always looked like that? What if Disney villains dressed up as princesses? Imagine a movie with these four. I'm crying. Live action Simba really did not give a hell. Ratatouille this, Ratatouille that. What about some respect for my freaking girlies? Disney really sees supportive older brothers and goes, no, absolutely not. Stop everything and look at Judy's iPod. Zootopia was great for a million reasons, but if you don't appreciate these puns, get out of my face. Forget unrealistic expectations about romance. Disney taught me to explore alternate uses for my kitchen utensils. Merciful God, Woody stares at us with his silent but watchful gaze. I think Disney films are partially responsible for my wanting to live in a house within a large oak tree. This is the most adorable thing I've seen all day. We need a Princess and the Frog too, to show Tiana running that restaurant she worked so hard to get. I personally think Cinderella should have lived a happy life with all her animal friends, rather than settle for a man who had her drown a shoe because he did not recognize her without makeup. My little neighbor has been in the street dramatically singing Let It Go for the past 15 minutes. Hello, I am once again thinking about the best Pixar short film. Lock me in a castle and call me Bella, because all I want is a massive in-home library and dishes that wash themselves. My brother made me the birthday cake from Sleeping Beauty. Mentally, I'm in the giant pit of stuffed animals at a 90s Disney store. Look at the bunny police. That is Officer Judy Hopps, you uncultured swine. You can literally see him breathe. Disney forgets nothing. I don't know. They stopped animating his breathing after 20 minutes into the movie. There's something different about Disney movie posters in China, but I can't put my finger on what. Disney is developing a Bambi remake in photorealistic CGI-driven style of The Lion King. Do you mix your friends? Only on birthdays. So it's like a Disney Channel crossover episode. Dramatic girlfriend, understanding boyfriend. Sits back and relax the Incredibles way. If you knew nothing about the Incredibles, this would be a horrifying picture. Nobody is posting about Disney Plus anymore. Your 7-day trial must be over. Can't even be broken piece nowadays. Disney Frozen Olaf, the snowman face paint tutorial. I have seen the gates of hell. Considering how there's no traces of humans in The Lion King, it could be set in any era. The Bronze Age, the 21st century, or a cyborg future where humanity has gone extinct. Tom Hanks stated that the ending of Toy Story 4 was so intense he did not want to face the crew while he recorded his lines. Mr. Potato says the N-word. Disney characters face swapped with their corresponding villains. I was wondering who the man in the flannel is. It's the guy that killed Bambi's mum. Fuck that guy. He's the most evil one there. He's the only one that actually ever killed anyone. Learn to watch my back after seeing a dude kill his brother and try to bang his chick. Life comes at you fast when you're a kid watching Lion King. Babe, we have guests. Go get the fancy cups. I'm this old. Crossover episodes were the best thing to happen in television. No, we can't release the season all at once because we want people to keep talking about our show for a longer time. Here's a whole season, bro. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. If Incredibles 2 can come back 14 years later and show us what happens at the end of the first film, then I think it's only fair they do the same with Monsters Inc. What the fuck? How Disneyland should have handled things. Someone replaced every Disney prince with Keanu Reeves. I wish cars could talk. Man, do I got a movie for you. I have this Finding Nemo plate, and I realized that Nemo is not on it, and it's just two marlins. Will you chill? They couldn't find him, my god. Obnoxious asshole. Straight up mass murders cars by blowing up their engine. Hires a German scientist car to point cameras at racing cars and blow them up. Traps Mater and two of his friends in a big Bentley and ties them to a deadly gear. Beats McQueen in a race. After you lose, no one will remember you. Maybe, but when you lose, no one will let you forget it. At this point, the entire theater started screaming, "Ooh, my best friend's name is Elsa." And today she went, "I wish people would stop asking me if I want to build a fucking snowman. I think she should just let it go. I want a Disney Pixar movie about a teenage boy who unintentionally transforms into a stone golem at very inconvenient times. It won't be a metaphor for anything whatsoever. Officer Judy Hopps to scale. How do you even explain this to God on the Judgment Day?" So I tried finessing this guy into sharing his Disney Plus account with me, and this is what he sends me. Disney World was going to be placed in St. Louis along the Mississippi River. That's why the Disney star has an arch in it at the beginning of films and sits on a river. Child, Mom, can we get Disney Disney Plus. We got Disney Plus at the house. The actual class system in America is never been to Disney, went to Disney once or twice, goes to Disney annually. Pooh Bear always makes me cry. Just look at him. He is so innocent and pure and is always in trouble. It's as if the world hates him. But how can you hate such a lovable creature? Life always shits the hardest on the sweetest. Do you guys like Cinderella's new makeover? I like her hat. There is a snake in my glass slipper. I like how in old animation you knew what the object the characters would interact with because they were significantly less detailed than the stationary objects around them. Michael Jordan turns down 120 million ad campaign with Disney. I like my reputation. Usually I would say Dole Whip, but nothing satisfies my stomach like a screaming child. Yeah, this is crazy information. Kylie Jenner is the Ariel we all deserved. There is already enough plastic in the ocean. I miss old Disney. All the new characters looks too similar. Old Disney characters. This is the strangest picture I have ever seen. Like, what? I feel very uncomfortable right now. What do you plan to do with your future? You mean the swirling vortex of terror? This would be cool to have as a golf cart. Still one of the best villains in all of Disney. No redeeming qualities. No sad backstory. No, I was misunderstood. Just a bad man who wanted power and control. A+ villain. I am going to have a heart attack. Oh my god. Your millennium babies would not understand. This was Netflix before Netflix. Only the real ones had the bootleg DVDs with the Sharpie labels. Grandmas deserve to live forever. Pixar. What the actual fuck? 90% of millennial couples look like this. Things that this is. A licensed Disney Donald Duck. I'm not reading this. It appeared the mountain lion was watching the family's television through the window, but in reality, it was looking to use their Disney Plus account. Disney World guests cannot eat or drink while walking anymore. Brilliant, bad, a little bit mad. This movie is anti-canine and promotes animal abuse. Cancel it. Beauty and the Beast 2 lost in IKEA because Bella and the Prince needed some new fucking furniture after it all turned human again. Princess and Disney movie sings every animal around. Yeah, Mickey Mouse is cool and all, but can we talk about Goofy for a second? He was a single dad who raised his son, and when he lost his job, he went back to college so he could get a job to support his son. That mouse has nothing on this dog. Why the hell is she brushing his hair with a fork? It's a dingle hopper, you uncultured swine. It happened. I'm a Disney princess. Put that thing back where it came from. Also help me. This is the funniest thing I have ever seen. If I could bring one dead person back to life, I would bring Walt Disney just to show him the shows on the Disney Channel and see his reaction. Hi, I'm Doug. I just met you, and I love you. Edna, you're the best. Yes, I know, darling. I know. I want to have Edna's confidence. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter, represented by the princesses and the queen. A heart-shaped lightning strike during a thunderstorm over France. Hi, I'm Thor, and you're watching Disney Channel. Daily reminder that Rapunzel is literally the best Disney princess. She is a baby and the owner of my heart. Tangled deserves the same amount of appreciation that Frozen gets. They both suck. Monsters Inc. portable chargers. I need it. Okay, I don't think this is a Disney meme, but it's funny, I think. I know. I had to meet my goddaughter in appropriate attire so that she would not be confused about my role as her godmother. If I ask you to be a godparent, just know I expect this level of commitment when you catch someone looking at you and then they still keep looking at you. Disney animator in the 70s. None of you will get this, but wait 50 years. I'm not sure Disney fully understands what a pirate is. A good pirate never takes another person's property. Mulan will release on Disney Plus for $29.99, so I have to pay to watch a movie on a streaming service that I already pay for. The only character in media I have ever related to is Chef Gustavo from Ratatouille, who got one negative review one time, and it made him so sad he died. The best duo in cinematic history. Everybody else can leave. I need a Disney short about the night Edna babysat. The girl I babysat has made me watch WALL-E at least 10 times, so I assumed it was her favorite movie. But today, her mum told me that she watches it because she thinks it's my favorite movie. The Scooby-Doo premiere. Wow. I was trying to figure out who was missing and realized Scooby isn't real. Only some people will understand. Disney really needs to get Pixar movies back into the theaters. The extremely underrated Disney animated movies squad. I want the Disney prequel about these two. I know there is history there and a fallout. Why isn't Disney karaoke a thing? I have a very specific skill set that is going to waste. For Halloween, Disney Plus changed the covers of their classic films to close-ups of the villain's face. I work at Disney and came across this while walking around today. Disney once considered building a park dedicated solely to villains, Dark Kingdom, which would have featured Maleficent's castle as its incoming centerpiece. Everyone seems to forget the fact that Ariel is the only Disney princess who became a mother, raising her 12-year-old daughter, Melody. Does my friend look like Pocahontas? No, she looks like the people that took her land. Don Rickles passed away before he was able to record any dialogue for Toy Story 4. Rather than replacing him, Disney reviewed 25 years of material from the first 3 films, video games, and other media. earlier, they were able to assemble enough dialogue to cover the entire film, finish the puzzle. Disney had this peak moment of drawing unconventional features on a female character and keeping them realistic and consistent while making her beautiful, and it was criminally underrated. My husband and I are surprising our 6-year-old tomorrow by taking him to Disney for his birthday. We've been in the car for 4+ hours and he still thinks we are on our way home from school. He keeps saying, "Look, we're almost here. Update, we have arrived to Disney World." He thinks we took a wrong turn and is very concerned about who is going to feed our cat. Let it never be forgotten that my older brother is 13 years older than me, and when he went off to college I was deeply entrenched in my The Little Mermaid obsession, and when he and a group of am I having a stroke? What the fuck? Went out to a karaoke place. There was a group of girls having... I can't read this. Y'all know who I don't see enough appreciation for. Nani. My girl was only 19 and working hard left to right to raise and support Lilo on her own after their parents died. She is every bit the hero all the other Disney princesses are, and we need to treat her as such. Boo's real name is Mary, as shown briefly on one of the crayon drawings she shows to Sully in the scene where Boo is going to sleep on Sully's bed. The actress who provided the voice of Boo is Mary Gibbs. Damn it, Pixar. Do you guys ever sleep? OMG. Guys, I was at Disneyland and I saw this lady go up to this little girl dressed up as Thor and say, "That's not ladylike," and the little girl jumps into a fighting stance, points her hammer at the lady and says, "Suck my ass," with the most serious look. Describe yourself in a Pixar quote. "I'll kidnap 1,000 children." Reminder of one of the darkest moments in history. Remember the Pixar lamp? This is him now. Feel old yet? The guy at 415 looks like Mr. Incredible's boss. I blame Disney for the reason our generation grew up to be so savage. I don't want to talk about it. Good. We don't want to hear about it. They are all real. This is traumatizing. I'm telling my kids this was Gordon Ramsay. My, how the tables have turned. Disney characters randomly in between the movie for no reason. McQueen, better stay away from me. Oh shit. Baboon, unintentionally recreate iconic scene from The Lion King. I forbid you from taking another step down these stairs. It's almost like Cinderella 3 is better than the original, and this is one of the reasons why. How fast my moods change. What? Okay, fine. I'm cool. I'm fine. Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character, including villains. She was also the first Disney princess to be shown killing people on screen. My dentist has a weird sense of humor. School. Freshman year versus senior year. If you yell, "Andy's coming," in front of the Toy Story characters at Disney, they will stop what they're doing and drop. This is still one of the best photos of all time. Have you ever gotten so excited you decapitated yourself? Merciful God Woody stares at us with his silent but watchful gaze. What even is that? Welcome to Jurassic Park. Monsters University versus Monsters Inc. I hated this bitch. We ordered the Goofy movie cartoon-style pizza. Hakuna Matata was an elaborate ploy from Timon and Pumbaa to get Simba to eat bugs instead of them. Monsters Inc. Goofy is literally the most terrifying character design to have ever been in a Final Fantasy game. Fiona, if the MCU was in charge of her character design, please let me in. No, is this Frozen? Don't let them in. I just found out my dad isn't really my dad. Your dad, the goose? That must have been quite a shock. She's the perfect combination of extremely judgmental and supportive. I will stay in the hall. I will stay in the... Now I am going down the hall. It is dark in the hall. My academic career. Lock me in a castle and call me Bella, because all I want is a massive in-home library and dishes that wash themselves. Y'all remember Disney XD? What was that? I used to think this was Disney, but for people who could skateboard. Same, and I actually don't know why. This is weird. My daughter gets so pumped watching Disney movies. She loves that they all have singing, dancing, and a part where the parents die, with the bear still at large. In Magic Kingdom, Disney attempts to send in a negotiator. Recently, Disney executives heard about Dolan and Gooby and immediately decided to jump on the bandwagon. These were taken at Disney World last week. It looks like Lightning McQueen paved this road. Pretty sure this chick's account is Frozen, the saddest untold story within Beauty and the Beast. Someone probably got turned into a toilet. This is how relationships be nowadays. Pretty girls with goofy guy. My beauty tricks. Ah yes, the flawless Mike Wazowski look. Just what I've wanted. I do be texting back with a lot of ha 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 for someone who's having a ha ha hard time. In Hercules, the cape attached to Hercules' armor is actually the shawl that is given to him by his adoptive mother. Cinderella. I get road rage, walking behind people. The best fight. What baby is winning this fight, Stewie? I went to the island that inspired Te-Fiti this week. Look how beautiful. The rewards of being loved. The mortifying ordeal of being known. Pippa, here to remind you that it might be scary to face your fears, but in the end, it's all worth it. Can we talk about why Tarzan doesn't have facial hair? My parents took my 4-year-old niece to Disney World this week, and they were afraid he was going to get bored of all the princesses. In case you didn't know, over 1 million bubbles were drawn for the 1989 film, The Little Mermaid. That is awful. I personally think Cinderella should have lived a happy life with all of her animal friends, rather than settle for a man who had her try on a shoe because he did not recognize her without makeup. Nothing hit you as hard when all of Tigger's friends dressed up as Tigger because he never found his family. Underrated words from an underrated movie. Just because the past is painful doesn't mean the future will be. My daughter used markers to put makeup on her dolls. I tried to wash them. Cinderella had an especially rough night. Wrong door. This is my favorite thing on the internet. Who's winning in a fight? Lilo was throwing hands within 5 minutes of her character introduction. There is no way. In Zootopia, there are wolves, but no dogs. This is because there were no humans to domesticate and breed them. Please tell me this was on purpose. Yeah, I don't know. In Kung Fu Panda, Po is the dragon warrior because unlike Tai Lung and Tigress, he worked customer service and won't become tyrannical with power. When I stop talking and realize my therapist hasn't said anything in a while, you sly dog, you had me monologuing. Oh my god, I love your hair. I love your dress. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Can we all appreciate that Judy found one of her most powerful allies through honest positivity and socialization with another girl? You left us in the hands of him. No offense. I love this movie. Legitimately one of my favorite animated movies. It kills me that it's not getting a sequel. It deserves one. Rapunzel, let down your... This was never in the movie. I am still angry. In The Incredibles 2004, Frozone isn't using a pet name in the line. Honey, where is my supersuit? It's his wife's first name. Say hello to Honey for me. Bro, this part was hilarious. This old couple came to meet Mulan and dressed up like Mulan and Shen. This is the kind of love I want. You guys like Cinderella's new makeover? I like her hat. There's a snake in my glass slipper. Is it just me, or is this one of the most relatable animated movie scenes ever made? I can't believe you don't want to go to your own son's graduation. It's not a graduation. He's moving from the 4th grade to the 5th grade. It's a ceremony. It's psychotic. They keep creating new ways to celebrate mediocrity. To this day, the most unrealistic thing Disney ever did was portray Zeus as a loving family man. I refuse to get married unless I'm proposed with the ring in this box. People in the movie, based on a true story. Picture of the actual person in the end credits. I don't want to survive. I want to live. You have no idea how much this statement means to me. You will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Mentally, I'm in the giant pit of stuffed animals at a Disney store. I can't stop thinking about Updog. What's Updog? Him. I'm furious. Do you ever just feel like this guy? But I love sports. Dodgeball was the best. I was the fastest one out there. Of course, I was the ball. This kid looks like he didn't just hear the greatest joke of all time, when in fact, he did. I don't have a skull or bones. Whoever wrote this character was high as hell. Fun fact, this was Josh Gad's improvising. He apparently improvised most of his lines, which left the animators with the task of animating whatever Josh Gad's heart desired. This just makes Olaf that amount better. Do y'all remember when Aladdin found the Infinity Gauntlet before Thanos? Pixar CEO. Remember guys, we work as a team. There is no I in Pixar. Yes, there is. No, there isn't. Writes the word Pixar on a piece of paper and hands it to the CEO. Oh my, yeah. Murder it with a lamp. Go to your local Disneyland and grab one for your boo. She said your local Disneyland, like it's around the corner. This would be cool to have for a golf cart. When you've already decided you're going to call in sick tomorrow and everyone says, see you tomorrow, as you're walking out the school. It looks awful. That's because it's on you, duh. Apply cold water to burned area. Okay, but can someone explain why someone would need that many control panel windows open in Windows XP? This comment made me feel old. When you missed the last step on the stairs, can we just just remember that the animators drew Snow White frame by frame. Someone drew that intentionally. How does Rapunzel have the most hair and wakes up perfectly? These are 3 different characters. Forky is a character who is convinced he's trash and keeps trying to throw himself away, but his friends do their best to convince him he is worthy of love. So I finally feel represented in a Disney movie. This scene is the best. Anna, Elsa, Sven, Samantha? I don't even know a Samantha. I've had to wait 12 years to finally get a sequel. 12 years? I had to wait 13. Only 13. I had to wait 14. You guys got a sequel? I laughed at this scene as a child, but this is literally how I deal with my life now. Owning a cat is hearing things crash during the night and deciding it's a problem for tomorrow you. Why ship the problematic Joker and Harley Quinn when Jack Skellington and Sally are out there being the cutest, spooky couple? I appreciate that Disney had a niche history nerd arc in the early 2000s. You just disappeared. Sorry, if I do that in scaring class, I'll be a joke. No, it's totally great. You got to use it. Really? Yeah, but lose those glasses. They give it away. Well, that was one of the quickest character developments I've ever seen. Are you seriously telling me that all the villainous squinting and peering is because he's meant to be wearing glasses? Jesse, listen to me. Remember your training. But I didn't have any training. This is basically what it's like to be an adult. Authority should derive from the consent of the governed, not from the threat of force. Barbie spitting relevant shit. She wasn't president for nothing. This was in the bath bomb. Mike Wazowski was inside the bath bomb. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. I made this joke in the Discord chat, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I'm wheezing. Maybe you'll meet someone special. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have puppies. Maybe you won't. Life advice from Jiminy Cricket. Disney should have never cancelled House of Mouse. Boo's real name is Mary. As shown briefly on one of the crayon drawings she shows to Sully in the scene where Boo is going to sleep on Sully's bed. The actress who provided the voice of Boo is Mary Gibbs. Damn Pixar. Do you guys ever sleep? Pixar accidentally deleting 90% of Toy Story 2. Animator who has backups on her home computer. Excuse me, I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger. The word I'm searching for, I can't say, because there's preschool toys present. This was my favorite line in the movie. This did not just happen. Ellie is awesome. I mean, look at this picture. She gets married and doesn't even change out of her dress. She saws wood in her wedding dress. They don't have a honeymoon. They build their dream house together. Admit it, you fell in love with this magnificent, shiny thing the moment he began to sing. No, I did not. This is an award-winning studio. So, I'm in the middle of cleaning my room, which is why this looks a mess. And my sister is playing with my toys. I hear her say, "We just love new toys," in a really menacing voice, and I turn around to see this. My brain to the name of the person that just introduced themselves to me. It is the month we've all been waiting for. My stupid self has been saying, "D Lion, when you turn 18 and start life for real." This ride only stops in an emergency. Crying is not an emergency. They all dream to be like Elastic Girl, mom with a great body, but I dream to be like Edma Mode, millionaire aunt with style. My sister paid to get a cake made like the Happy-Go-Lucky Cup pot from Beauty and the Beast, and they look like they're ready to punch me. Barbie, wait, don't do this. She's a Barbie doll, Ken. There's 100 million just like her. Not to me, there's not. Ken's got game. Brave cosplay. She even has the horse. I'm laughing because of the name. Horses or nothing. In Frozen, the ice in Olaf's drink is shaped the same as his body. Head, torso, butt, feet. So he's drinking himself. When the food is so good that you burn your tongue while eating it, and now you cannot taste any of it for the rest of the meal. The many infamous faces of Kovu. That moment when you remember how weirdly, why are these people attracted to lions? This is too good. Rest in peace, the absolute legend and superstar, Dame Angela Lansbury. You were the hero of so many childhood memories. Your pioneering work and outstanding talent will always be remembered and treasured. When you set an alarm for 6, but also these alarms, I cannot stop laughing. Disney CEO reportedly exhausted and overwhelmed after multiple box office flops. I'm not joking when I say this is quite literally the worst thing I've ever seen in my life put to film. These are the same moments in the Lion King story. The moment Simba notices the stampede. My friend was falling off my bed and she was like, "Help me back up." And I looked her dead in the eye and whispered, "Long live the king," and pushed her off the bed. This is how a tiebreaker in an election should be decided. Someone had to do it. Tadashi looks so offended. Like, I see the swear jar will be receiving a great offering this night. They better put Big Chungus in the new Space Jam movie. Holy, they actually did it. it. I'm calling the cops. Disney. Remember Phil? It's a cartoon about a man raised by gorillas. Nothing too crazy. Phil. Booby traps? Sure. I would easily fall into a trap if I saw bobs. Despite being interviewed individually, all four gave the exact same response. Imagine if these three got into an argument. Benson is winning. Guess what? Bruno made his first 2D animated debut in Hercules, way before Encanto came out. Disney ain't produced a single raw character since 2003. Nah, bro's been living with Patrick the Star for the last 20 years, because ain't no way. Robert Williams' daughter gets Genie in Viral. Which Disney character are you, Filter? Wow, they didn't even use a real Rancor. Disney has ruined Star Wars. You guys, I'm in Disney World, and this afternoon, my blood sugar dropped so low. I got separated from my family and somehow bought an ice cream, then blacked out and woke up on a bench with chocolate sauce all over my arms and Mickey Mouse putting a cold towel on my head. This truly is a magical place. Once again, my plans have been foiled. Disney's experimental era had something amazing going on with their antagonists, because like, we wanted to see these guys be redeemed. We knew they could do better. My 3 moods. Pixar mum. I give inspirational speeches to the main character that helps them on their journey and also have a big butt. Disney mum. I'm dead. My husband made a Beauty and the Beast themed dinner for my birthday. I blame Disney for my taste in women. Mum's wondering where all the shampoo went. 7-year-olds making potions in the tub. Thank God it's the weekend. Me. Saturday and Sunday. Go. Confront the problem. Fight. Win. I need an Edna life coach. Edna is a shining example of all kinds of useful things. Hey, just saying, but Rapunzel looks absolutely wonderful in all her different animation styles. Halloween on the Disney Channel used to hit different in the early 2000s. I'll also be looking like she's going to engage in a rap battle or something. Yo, 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 let it go. I hope that one day Disney remembers that they have Brother Bear and gets a live action. My kids made this lamp for my birthday. This thing would kick the Pixar lamp's ass. This is what they took from you. On Halloween, this guy dressed up as Aladdin and glued a carpet to his skateboard and made his way through the halls like this. I can show you the hall. We have a 2319. I repeat, a 2319. In Hercules, Hades says, guys, relax. It's only half time. Exactly at the 46-minute mark, the halfway point of the 92-minute movie. Can we talk about how Ratatouille ripped off my boy Tata? Disney movies are just a bunch of women falling for creeps. Can we talk about how unbelievably adorable Winnie the Pooh is? I mean, look at him, all snuggled up under his blanket for safety. Why has he got a rifle? All I did was pause Netflix so I could get Oreos. I'm having a near-death experience. I am on my way. I paused Frozen, right as Anna punched Hans, and now I'm crying. Her eyes look like a Disney character's eyes. This is the start of a good senior year. The backgrounds of Disney's Wish are made in traditional, hand-drawn animation. This is amazing. Virtual reality will allow fans to live their favorite Star Wars moments. So Daisy just met Bella, and Bella asked if we had plans after. When we said no, she said, great, what if I take you on a tour of France? The reason why the character of Turk is female in this film is that, according to the producer, when male actors auditioned for the part, none of them clicked. When Rosie O'Donnell stepped into audition, it worked and she got the part. Arnold said of the gender change, you don't have to be a guy to be your best friend. Back when I watched this, I always thought she was a dude anyway, so it doesn't really matter either way. It's Turk, man. The fact that the Pope exists in Cars 2 and rides within a Pope-mobile not only proves the existence of Catholicism in the Cars universe, but also that in 1981, the assassination attempt also occurred. Okay, but Vader literally turned off the lights on his chest panel to make an impression on the rebels. That whole emerging from the darkness by the light of his saber thing, that was intentional dramatic effect. What a drama queen. Layla got away because he wasted 30 seconds scaring the hell out of those poor rebel mooks. And since they're indicators, he would have had to turn his life support off. So he nearly died for drama. My 89-year-old grandmother has dementia. I bought my baby Yoda along for a visit, and she instantly fell in love with it. Now it's hers, and she's married it. Now it's hers, and she's named it Ladybug. The pen may not be mightier than the scalpel. This surgeon always takes a moment to make sure a scar isn't the only lasting memory of a child's surgical procedure. He surprises them with a hand-drawn dressing featuring a character or something that personally interests them. It's just one of those weeks. I tell myself, apparently having picked a career that does not seem to have any other type of week. I know genies don't have feet, but you'll have some big shoes to fill. Will Smith being a bro. I know we give the new genie a lot of crap, but In reality, Will is probably trying seriously hard to make Robin Williams proud, and I respect that. If you look like this, I'm yours. I spent the entire film thinking she was going to have an affair with Mrs. Incredible. I don't care what anybody says. This is the top 4 saddest Disney deaths of all time. The boss on his first stage. The boss on his final stage. The boss when you unlock him as a playable character. I have no caption for this. The snow glows white on the mountain tonight. For the sake of your health, please remain indoors. I just can't. Like, what do you mean this was a Disney movie? Disney fell off in tone so hard. Frozen is considered a high drama now. I want a Disney Pixar movie about a teenage boy who unintentionally transforms into a stone golem at very inconvenient times. It won't be a metaphor for anything whatsoever. I spend far too much of my life wondering what household object I'd have been turned into if I was in Beauty and the Beast. I'd probably get turned into a candle. I don't know. I used to be scared of the dark until I was like 12. It's not even a joke. Don't marry a man unless you would be proud to have a son exactly like him. Yeah, fun fact. My dad accidentally dislocated my arm swinging me around at Disneyland when I was like 7. I'm not saying I'm gonna do that to my kid, but you know.
Tomorrow. Is this a threat? You better believe it. Just saw Inside Out 2. 0 out of 10. No Ryan Gosling emotion. I watched The Incredibles for the plot. The 5 stages of pooping. These images tell a story, and I hate it. Every other Avenger, when there's an emergency, but it's not their movie. Pumbaa was the first Disney character to fart on screen, sacrifices his own victory to help another car finish the race. Also McQueen uses another car as a jump pad when you hit puberty 4 years before your friends, but 20 years later. Who was your worst? Hear me out. I would do anything to lick his Cheeto dust covered fingers. Shut my door when you leave. They didn't shut it. I haven't laughed so hard in forever. Me showing my cat a bug so it will eat it when you're trying to figure out how this kid puts his shirt on. Thanos doubling all the resources in the universe. Thanos snapping half the population. Just came up with like an evil, messed up Ratatouille who pulls your hair to make you be rude and mean, like Remy's Wario. Me after I've gotten love, food, and attention. I can finally sleep in peace. Disney artists drawing mums. Thicker. My immune system against deadly viruses versus my immune system against literal grass and trees. I appreciate that's drastically harder than making a correct cake. This is a goddamn feat of culinary engineering. Pentagon, hexagon, octagon, his wife gone. That's too expensive. I have a friend that can do it for less. The movie, Finding Nemo, the cameraman, nearly killed me, but the work is done. Mother of God. How tall is Goofy? 8'2". I will never forget the time Phineas got a goddamn cheeseburger next to a cow. Moo. Are you satisfied with your balloon? I am satisfied with my balloon. Disney fans and anything Mickey shaped, when the fish start to look a little too comfortable in their tank. Yeah, but then he realizes Jack is trying to kill a raccoon. During production, Owen Wilson had to endure 12 hours of makeup and prosthetics a day to play Lightning McQueen in the Cars trilogy. When you finally get that piece of popcorn out of your back tooth, I like being invited to things. I don't necessarily like going, but I like being invited. Before, using Head and Shoulders, and after, when you let the old lady in, and when you don't, we're all screwed. Do it yourself. Groot Halloween costume. Nailed it. Remember, Tarzan is the first person to actually return to monkey. This woman almost died because of an apple. This is why I always choose pizza. Pizza won't kill you. Disney mums versus Pixar mums. Remember when Hercules made himself a girlfriend out of clay, and the first thing she did after getting free will was dump him? No one, not a soul. Disney princesses. I've been controlling animals since I was 6. These two should have their own movie. Me does something embarrassing. My brain. A new core memory. You're not the real Buzz Lightyear. You're an action figure. You're a child's plaything. You're a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell. Disney theme park. Disney movie. Disney hidden adult references in movies. Disney staff. Disney's legal team. Me. Seriously? Why is Lemary attracted to her? Me. Oh. The look of disappointment on Bella's face when her 10-foot tall pit bull turned into some guy. She's not interested in you. She's just being nice. Just realized the fact Mike Wazowski technically has 6 wives. Mike is one lucky man. 6 people to please? Definitely not lucky. A horror version of Monsters Inc., where the world has been powered by children's laughs all along, and then they discover that children's screams are twice as powerful. Disney had no business making characters this fine. Why would you say this? Chris Hemsworth's wife has banned him from bringing any more of Thor's hammers home. That's not what heroes do. Disney in a few years' time, live action planes. The lions roar in The Lion King are not actually lion roars. Tiger roars were used for some of the effect, because real Lion's roars aren't as powerful, and the other roars were made by Frank Welker using a trash can. Lion roars are not as powerful as some guy named Frank with a trash can. I knew Miss Elastigirl was too gorgeous to be straight. Why are you like this? She's happily married with a loving and supporting husband and has 3 kids. Ladies, is it gay to smile at another woman? That's not even a woman. That's a little girl. Is this really the hill you want to die on? And so, Dr. Baloo finds himself leaping from life to life, hoping each time that his next leap will be the leap home. Really? Tears? They're not for him. I'm about to make them a super suit. No way, it's her. It's Edna. I'm tired of you fake Ratatouille fans thinking the rat's name is Ratatouille. For the last time, his name isn't Ratatouille, it's Ratatouille's monster. Incredibles 2 is 4 hours long. Be there in some pajamas with a blanket. Daily reminder that Gizmodo is a piece of poop website that doesn't let people enjoy anything. Incredibles 2 Elastigirl deserves a better husband than Bob. Gizmodo author, through gnashing teeth and tears. I'd treat her right. I can't believe they're selling boxes of their dust. Have some respect for the dead. We know, Tom. We know. If I was Spider-Man, I would have been the coolest kid at school. There's no way I would have kept it a secret. Spider-Man does whatever a Doofenshmirtz is translated to fool in pain. Therapist. So tell me why you can't sleep at night. Guy. Does Mike Wazowski blink or wink? Therapist. Holy damn. Elon Musk confirms you will be able to personalize Tesla Cybertrucks with custom wraps. Which way do you cut a sandwich? I like the middle. One of the best dad jokes in Disney history. His eyes were intense and focused. I've never seen such eyes. Oh, shall I leave you in the blackboard alone for a moment? Marvel's freezing kink needs to be stopped. Realize that Venom has the exact same plot as Ratatouille, and now I can't think about anything else. Winnie the Pooh is being made into R-rated horror films. Yes, really. This is why I love the public domain. This relationship would never get freaky, because if she pulled his hair in bed, he's just gonna make a lasagna on her butt. That sounds freaky to me. Nice of Disney to add a beer holder on their backpacks. My favorite character from Lilo and Stitch was Reuben, because he was just like Stitch, just fatter and lazier, and all he did was make sandwiches. I think we can all agree Disney grandmas are bomb, the truest Disney princess. In The Incredibles, Frozone isn't using a pet name in the line, "Honey, where is my supersuit?" It's his wife's first name. Say hello to Honey for me. This line is so underrated. Leaving the door open is the worst thing any employee could do because, it could let in a draft. Disney/Pixar. So we need a design for our male character. Everyone at the studio, every time. We got it, Chief. When Pinocchio has been listing off conspiracy theories and his nose hasn't moved at all. This is an award-winning studio. Andy leaves room. The toys. Nuclear Bunker turned into R2-D2 by mystery street artist. Friend, stop quoting Disney all the time. You know we don't get it. Me. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow. Disney's The Lion King was made by their B team of animators. They expected Pocahontas to be the bigger hit and had their A team work on that movie instead. Nobody. Public high school teachers. Sir Isaac Newton was only 23 when he discovered the law of gravity. Moana was only 2 when the ocean chose her to restore the heart of Te-Fiti. Once you start viewing it as a mustache, there's no going back. Yeah, Dad, wake up and smell the plague. You're a prince and you're going to marry a princess? Now, Father, you're living in the past. This is the 14th century. You're happily ever after. This is my happily ever after. I wanted to show my newborn daughter Toy Story themed nursery that I built. Hey, look, I returned the cart. It only took me like, 10 seconds? 11 tops. I've created the live action Disney movie spectrum. Real animal. Live action character that keeps a decent balance between realistic and cartoony. Oh god, oh no. Gen Z and Gen X. Stop adding lol to every sentence. Millennials. Lol. I had to do it. Hey Pooh, how are you? They Coco meloned my eyes. Don't you hate it when you go for a swim with a pretty girl and when you get out of the water, your nipples have washed away? Hate it. Happens all the time. When someone you don't know calls you by your nickname. Snow White and the evil queen who is jealous of her looks. Sorry, I'm a bit confused. Just imagine for a second if these two switched theme songs. Netflix removes password sharing. Me. Turn into a pirate. Oh no, I have to find this woman and I don't know her name. Well, sir, if you describe what she looked like, I can send out some of our men and... I have to go look at every single woman's in this kingdom's feet. Coolest villains ever. Are we forgetting Ursula? How does all that hair end up in this braid when that one person you don't like without a reason ends up giving you a valid reason to dislike them? Oh yeah, it's all coming together. The scene in Toy Story was filmed in this portion of the sky over 25 years ago. I can't give you my heart because it's frozen. Why are you walking so fast? Me. This hot air balloon was modeled to look like the house from Up. It's adorable. Adventure is out there. Hey bro, look, some iron. Oh nice. Meanwhile in the Cars universe. Hey Mater, look. look, some human skin. Oh, nice. Well, I do like ducklings. Yay! That moment when the really sarcastic friend is alone with the really enthusiastic friend. That grandma took none of the BS. Team Grandma. I should have prayed to the ancestors for luck. How lucky can they be? They're dead. I shouldn't have found this as funny as I do. Bella and Beast's child. Cavity Sam from the board game Operation is likely alive in the Toy Story universe and lives a life of never-ending suffering. In Wish, this man's wish was misinterpreted. I wonder what he wished for. A big cock. The most important thing everyone should know about Inside Out is that the dad is still so hot. Would totally watch a movie just about Korg trucking through the galaxy, randomly helping people out with his combat skills, while generally being a chill dude. Magic carpet that gets you to the girl. So in 2015, 2018, and 2021. Summary of every Star-Lord movie. Mummy issues, daddy issues, father-in-law issues. The actual stuffed animals that belonged to the real-life Christopher Robin and inspired Winnie the Pooh. Tonight's gonna be a good night. I remember that game. It was so fun. There's a Glock in my boot. Peter Dinklage having to act alongside a small cardboard version of Thor. Groot and Rocket. I ran to Rabbit so fast and Tigger just. Two very different types of living toy movies out on the same day. Child's Play remake set to open against Toy Story 4. No one can stop me when I have the infinite... Yeah, about that. When my computer decides to deny me access because of admin restrictions. I own you. Next time, baby. See you in a minute. Spider-Man will return. No Disney Plus in the UK till April. Feels bad, man. Should have won the Revolutionary War, bro. Damn, man. Frozen was so realistic that you can even see the reflection in the character's eyes. Me, logging onto Disney Plus every night. I would like to see the baby. Aladdin taught me that good things happen to those who do the deed when it's your turn in the checkout counter, but your mum hasn't come back yet. Ancient civilizations, whenever they get a natural disaster from the gods, just sacrifice a kid. Fast food and TV commercials versus in real life. I'll get a little buzzed, but I'm definitely not going to infinity and beyond. 38 beers later, I want to do something for her. You could set her free, you a-hole. Proof that cats don't always land on their feet. What are your intentions with my daughter? Me? Frozone found his super suit. Looks even better. An important achievement in Zootopia. I'm missing the joke. Are you drunk? What? Just a little buzz. Supervisors of the solar system. Oh, so that's the reason it went from 5 degrees to 70 in 2 days. Cinderella before the nose job. Why was there leather and fur products in Zootopia? Who was getting skinned? The aura of this character from Disney's Soul makes me so happy. I don't know why. In The Incredibles, none of the villains have any superpowers. Bon Voyage and Syndrome are examples of this. It's only a matter of time. Live action remakes, they're coming for every movie. Cars 4 looks epic. Bruh, what is this? Cuphead. Disney made Monstro even more terrifying. Life goals, travel to all the Disney parks around the world. First daughters in the family. No, that's impossible because that would make you 8,800 years old. Yes. Oh, well, hey, looking good. Tiny warthog cooling off in a tiny mud puddle. I was watching Pixar's Soul with my 5-year-old nephew, and when they got to the part with the unborn souls in the Great Before, he said, I remember that place. All the adults just gasped and said, what? And he said, yeah, they showed it in the trailer. I really love this picture of Kristoff because it looks like he's just 200% done with everything, and at the same time, he's totally breaking the fourth wall. Every conversation with my mother ever. Wait a minute, you left Jack alone? Yes, mom, I'm completely stupid. The Blu-ray of Cinderella, right, has been so scrubbed of grain that they've actually destroyed the line work in some scenes. They must have the most ridiculous deed ever. Most incredible deed ever. I work alone. Well, I think you need to be more flexible. Are you doing anything later? Wasn't this their first time meeting? Brother, you don't have to finish drawing the meme for people to get it. Me. Writing tip. If you push buttons on a keyboard, letters will appear on the screen, and with that power, you can do anything. I think it was cruel to give Lightning McQueen a foot fetish, as he lives in a world where all feet are wheels. He has nothing. Sorry, I wasn't talking to you, I think. Loki, the god of being polite. I beg your pardon. I'm terribly sorry. I don't mean to impose. Now, if you'll excuse me. This is Updog. Stop asking. Disney, we want to make a movie about a fruit family. The mum would be a pet. Pixar, I got you, fam. First day as a pilot. Control tower. What are your coordinates? Me. I'm by a cloud that looks like a lion. Control tower. Can you be more specific? Simba. In Pixar's Up, Carl and Ellie break into their Paradise Falls saving jar in order to pay for Carl's hospital bill. This is actually a clever reference to the fact that the American healthcare system is literal garbage. Disney movies when I was a kid versus Disney remakes. Thanos snaps. Toys starts disappearing. Kids who grew up watching Toy Story. I knew it. My girlfriend's family always does a group costume, and this year they did The Incredibles and asked me to be Jack Jack, and it's terrifying. There's nothing about this picture that I don't like. Why is Peter Pan always flying? He never lands. I love this joke because it never gets old. It has a nice hook. That doesn't make sense. I'm lost, boys. In Wish, the villain is a bad guy because he refuses to grant everyone's wishes, but that's actually reasonable. Do you know how much chaos there would be if everyone got their wish? 18 years ago today, the Lilo and Stitch and Recess crossover premiered. The episodes marked the last appearance of the Recess gang to date. This implies that Stitch was responsible for their deaths. It never occurred to me that Disney's Hercules chose gospel as its music style because it's a movie about a god. I feel so stupid. They're going to make him do this until he's 90. You either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. I'll do both. Getting the call every parent dreads on the goofy phone. Aladdin could have just handed the lamp to Jasmine and they would have gained an extra 3 wishes. Aladdin, I can show you the world, okay? Let's just fly around the city we live in though. Do you think Helen is truly this thick, or has she morphed herself this way? Both. The future in Meet the Robinsons takes place in 2037, 13 years from the current year. That means that Wilbur Robinson is already born, or will be born sometime this year. That means Wilbur grew up watching Skibidi Toilet. Ah, that actually hurts. Wall-E functioned autonomously for over 800 years. Evie was locked down remotely and had no replacement parts. I didn't notice Wade's face when the guy said that he looked so annoyed. I just have to say that you speak so well and clever. CGI mixed with hand-drawn animation versus just better CGI mixed with hand-drawn animation. Pixar designer laying pencil down. There we go. Let's see those 34 artists try to corrupt a stringy sock Muppet-looking creature. I don't want to know anything else about this. You know, probably my favorite part of the movie Hercules, besides all the horridly inaccurate mythology and fun gospel music, is that Hercules was already super strong and didn't need to work out. Phil just made him work out for the hero aesthetic. Skinny arms don't cut it, kid. Only big arms will get you an action figure. Nemo never existed. Marley truly lost his wife. He made up Nemo after all the eggs were destroyed as a way to cope with his tragic loss of his family before meeting Dory. The name Nemo translates to no one in Latin, which means the title of the movie could be called Finding No One. Beast, you must live with me in this castle for the rest of your days. The food is free? Yes, but I don't have to pay rent? I think you're missing the point. And there's a library? Sign me the hell up, roomie. Please leave. Do you think the monsters from Monsters Inc. have had to start using internet memes to make kids laugh? Sully, here comes the boy. Mike comes in on a unicycle. Oh shoot, what up? Mike from behind door. Zoom in on his nose. Okay. Look at Mike's finger. Okay. I'm just gonna skip it and go right to the bottom right because it's always there. You are amazing. Thank you. You are too. Disney fan theory. Dopey from Snow White is Geppetto from Pinocchio. Is it Someone said, a lot of people said it isn't, I don't even know how you say it. Okay, I'm sorry. They have similar features. The theory is that they were originally 6 dwarfs and they found an abandoned baby. That's why Dopey never spoke. Eventually, he grew bigger and then moved to Italy, where he had trouble making friends due to his secluded upbringing and sought solitude and comfort in making clocks and toys. If you think about it, Ursula was actually really nice because she only promised Ariel legs, and she gave her really nice legs that matched her body type and skin color, when she could have just easily given her goat's legs. Ladies don't start fights, but they can finish them. That is a cat with a hair bow. How is that relevant to the caption? It is relevant. Himbo must be kind. Beefy and stupid. Only kind and beefy? That's just a hunk. Only beefy and stupid? That's just a jock. Only kind and stupid? That's a decent man. Remember that scene in Monsters Inc. where a guy walked across a grate on the sidewalk and died? I really like the fact that they use anger as an armrest or table. The average human can hold their breath for 30 to 90 seconds. The cameraman who filmed Finding Nemo. Buzz, look, a reason to live. Gotcha. Andy leaves his room. Toys starts moving. The cameraman. They are doing a horror film about Mickey. Disney. We already did that. There's comment on the Inside Out 2 poster. Where's Freaky? Let's just take a moment to appreciate the fact that Pooh has just shoved the equivalent of his own internal organs back into his body. Like it was no big deal. No bothers were given that day. That moment you realize Shrek and The Incredibles have almost the same poster. How didn't I realize this sooner? Disney knew exactly what they were doing. 2006. Mickey, let's go to the clubhouse. 2022. Satan is evil, but at least he's not doing it for the money. When you are brothers, but it's obvious you won the genetic lottery. Asking Genie for world peace and harmony.
asking Genie to get you a girl because you can't get one yourself. Me, watching Disney princess movies. As a kid, maybe she's in love. Now, she's 15. Can we talk about why Tarzan doesn't have any facial hair? Me, putting Monsters Inc. on for the 6th time today. My toddler, I've never seen this movie in my life. No, cause I feel like these two are the only ones inside my head. Congrats Marvel Studios and Avengers. Congrats Disney. Why? Thank you Disney. So everyone knows this little guy from Finding Nemo, right? Remember when Nemo first met him and he said, "See this tentacle? It's actually shorter than my other tentacles, but you can't really tell." And in octopuses, one of their tentacles is actually their pee-pee and is structured slightly differently from the rest of their tentacles. Guys, Pearl was showing... I thought Pearl was a girl. Thinking about the Mr. Incredibles JPEG that was so large, it took up over 13 gigabytes and eats up all my CPU usage. Meg, calling out men on their BS since 700 BC. Well, you know how men are. They think no means yes. And get lost means take me, I'm yours. We ordered the Goofy movie cartoon style pizza. That's a whole lot of cheese. And you're pretty thin for someone who likes food. I don't like food. I love it. You're pretty thin for someone who loves food. Thank you. Disney's Bambi remake will change a key scene to avoid traumatizing kids. Hi mummy, you look like you've got something to say. Do you? Yes, I certainly do. I have to go now. My planet needs me. Someone just thought my tattoo was Mike from Monsters Inc. What have I done? Turning my rat drawing into a city in Florida. Objectively the finest... What? I love how inclusive this post is. I don't. It's a bit too inclusive. There are animals in here. And cars. Pixar assembled a crew of 9 teenage girls who came to this studio every 4 months and watched Inside Out 2 to then give notes on Riley's emotions. Cannot imagine anything more terrifying than having my work judged by a panel of teenage girls on a quarterly basis. That awesome moment when you find out this guy was voiced by this guy. When you close Disney World at 3,000 cases and open it back up at 3 million cases. Health. Even Geppetto knew you have to stay strapped or get dapped. That's a flintlock. Feeling very judged by Cinderella. Cinderella puts away all the materials from one project before starting something new. I made people cry at the end of the movie. I made people cry at the end of my movie. Amateurs. What was that, punk? Amateurs. You make people cry at the beginning, middle, and end. Why I don't watch Disney cartoons? Because it's animated. Because they sing midway the movie. Therapist. Don't worry, Disney can't remake live action meme templates. Meanwhile Disney. The most relatable female Disney character ever. Megara. My friends call me Meg. At least they would if I had any friends. How Disneyland should have handled things. How the government should have handled things too. When Aladdin arrives at work before you. The perfect Monsters Inc. gag doesn't exist. No way. The gag is just hiding Mike's face. I don't know which part of this is worse. Is it the position of the straw or the fact that you have to constantly make eye contact while using it? Public domain expansion. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. No one had ever broken the fourth wall like Deadpool before. How could you be so blind? The only Pixar live action remake I will accept is if Harrison Ford plays Carl Fredricksen in Up. Which Disney character do you think you are? Me? If you ever feel useless, just remember that Thor, the god of thunder, got electrocuted. You're vile, you're foul, you're flawed. Also cute and fluffy. I wish I could love myself the way Stitch does. How did I never notice his lower hands on his hips? He's a little sass master. Friend, would you snort 1,000 kilograms of Disney princess? Me. What? Crushed Snow White. When Pooh and his friends disguised themselves as Tiggers because Tigger could never find his family. All I wanted as a kid was to eat the food in Disney movies. What if we use 100% of our brain? Amputating Mike Wazowski's legs would be the exact same as beheading him. Disney Company is the second largest purchaser of explosive devices, right behind the USA. Disney competitors. It's because they get fireworks, a lot of fireworks. Just thinking about this Barbie quote from Toy Story 3. Authority should derive from consent of the governed, not from threat of force. If you're ever feeling down, just remember that you won a swim race against 10 million others. I am speed. In The Little Mermaid, it is revealed that Ursula's double chin is made from solid bone, making her perhaps the only person in history who is, in fact, big boned. People today. Yes, I love watching TV. What will I choose? Hours later. What will I... This is literally me. People in the 1980s. What is on channel 2 of the telly today? Disney. Please celebrate our 100th anniversary. Me. You destroyed Star Wars. Go away. Friend. Hey, can I borrow a movie? Depends. Which one? The Pixar one with the kid and the old man. I'm never gonna give you up. No. Wally. No, I must take trash. When Disney runs out of ideas, it's remake time. Disney, when they realize Pinocchio doesn't have a mum they can kill. Sleeping Beauty, 1959, is arguably one of the most beautiful animated Disney princess films. Hey, what's Winnie the Pooh's favorite color? Yellow. No, it's red because of his shirt. No, it's yellow because he loves honey. You have no idea what you're talking about. The Pooh says, yellow like honey, that's my favorite color. Things are heating up at the Winnie the Pooh fandom. Walked in to check on the kids, just saw this. I am vengeance, I am the knight, I am Princess Batman. Blush. The amount of sass in this picture is overwhelming. Yeah, I listen to country. The song, Life is a Highway. This is such a tune. When your pet fell asleep in your arms, but you have to get up. I'm sorry, little one. Don't you hate it when your fingers are frozen? Me, looking at this rock. Me, thinking about all the people who need to be hit with it. All great things have their cheap copy. Counselor, when nobody gives you money, so you do a crossover with Finding Nemo. Finding financial support. The Pixar lamp. The letter I. Andy takes a girl home and finally loses his V card. All his toys watching. Timeless classics Disney shouldn't ruin. Underrated action-packed Disney movies perfect for live adaptations. The perfect comment doesn't exist. Dating a K-pop stan is fun until she dumps you for some guy named Jungle Book. Been 13 years and I'm still trying to figure out how the hell they braided all her hair into a single braid like that. And if all the people in my class know me as the word girl with the Monsters Inc. laptop, so be it. Emotions. This cat could inspire a Pixar movie. Tag yourself. I'm top right. The Pixar team came up with WALL-E, A Bug's Life, and Monsters Inc. during one lunch. They cooked that lunch. Pixar when designing mums in the next Cars movie. Disney and Pixar present Beans. Got a new sunshade. Yes, I know, bad font. Cry about it. I had a dream where Sully from Monsters Inc. came into my room at night and gave me a McRib. Said he was gravely sorry for what my teacher was doing to me. So what was your teacher doing to you? My best friend's name is Elsa, and today she said, I wish people would stop asking me if I want to build a snowman. I don't know, I think she should just let it go. Coming up with schemes with your best friend. Was this movie even real? Elemental's world building feels like an AI tried to rip off Zootopia. Like, the robot brain can't figure out why humans will chuckle at jokes like, sloths work at the DMV, but not, the tree working in customs uses his stump-shaped nose in lieu of a rubber stamp. I don't know, just been doing a lot of thinking about Balloon Elsa. How did Stitch hide those arms without having like a lump or a hole in his side? Like this. This is from the art book. Do you think Thanos was right? I think the biggest problem is that Endgame frames him as basically being right. In the comics, the snap heavily destabilizes nature, and several planets are careening out of orbit because half of their biological mass was removed. In Endgame, they have like flying cars. Pixar, when they release a new movie with mum in it, are thickest ever. Just remembered Harry Styles is in the MCU. The fact these two are canonically brothers still sends me. When you faked your laugh twice already, but they keep talking. When your dad dies and you have to act like you didn't just do a choreographed musical number called I Just Can't Wait to Be King. Imagine winning 14 million times. And when the only one time you lost, they make a movie of it. After 95 years, Disney officially breaks up Mickey and Minnie. Feeling in the mood at the junkyard? WALL-E, seeing Eva for the first time. You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of Disney princess. This is outrageous. It's unfair. Spider-Man and Toy Story 4, fighting to be the biggest movie of the summer. Disney. People before and after taking off their glasses, according to Disney. You know Sid, the person who tortured toys? He is now a toy. Well, how the turntables. Me, modern Disney. Me, everything made by DreamWorks. Disney movies and Indian movies, singing out of nowhere. Pixar mum. I give inspirational speeches to the main character that helps them on their journey. And also have a dump truck. Disney mum. I'm dead. POV. You're the parent of the main character in a Disney movie. Go to your local Disneyland and grab one for your boo. She said your local Disneyland like it's around the corner. Disneyland? I have to travel to a different country. If you think about it, it's just a gritty, realistic reboot of Winnie the Pooh. Big friend plus skinny friend is the ultimate comedy dynamic. My face when someone says Lion King is just for kids. Why are you walking so fast? Me, after guessing my own password. Inside Out, if it was filmed inside my head. When was the last time any one of us felt anything? Do you really think your pathetic weapons can penetrate my telekinetic force field, Gaston? Girls only cry over basic trash. Boys only cry over stupid stuff. Men and women can both relate to this feeling. Disney owning Fox is bad because one company shouldn't control so much of an industry. Coke? Peanut butter? No, just no. Don't do it. Anyone get it? At the end of the movie, after Jesse performs a stunt to open the door, Buzz gets excited and his wings pop out. Pixar announces Oppenheimer Doofenshmirtz is coming to the Cars universe. For Platypus, I can't do a Doofenshmirtz voice. I read this in a Doofenshmirtz tone. Gen Z thinks they know dance moves from TikTok, but they never learned the best move of all, the perfect cast. Never forget what they did to Flounder in Little Mermaid 2, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox. Expressive, iconic, recognizable. Crab. The cars in Cars have horns. Is it like taboo to use them? When they have a seizure, is it just a car alarm? I couldn't fix your brakes, so I just made your horn louder. I think it's like having a seizure. The scene versus the cameraman. I'm a grown man. I'm a big adult. I can do this. Oh, no, you can't. Animated movies in the 2010 starter pack. Celebrities who aren't voice actors being casted. Twist villains everywhere. Sequels. These guys. Now for something completely different. You may continue scrolling. Incredibles 3 and Finding Nemo 3 is reported likely to be happening at Pixar. Bruh, what the hell would the plot of Finding Nemo 3 even be about? Now Marlin gets lost and Nemo has to save Marlin. I am the plus National Geographic of every party I've ever been to. Everyone is debating about who should be in the live-action Hercules, but the only casting choice I care about is, was this movie real? Oh, I think my wife Lucille is baking cookies. Bake them cookies, Lucille. Relationship expectations versus the reality. So what are we gonna do? I don't know. What you wanna do? When you buy something and it goes on sale a day later. Always happens with video games. Me, every day listening to the same 8 songs as always. Stress level. Troy choosing between singing and basketball. When you're upset about something, but don't want to talk about it because you think you're overreacting, so you just lay there and pout. Insane character design. Disney really freaked it. Just imagine for a second if these two switched theme songs. Unrealistic Disney fantasies in the 1950s. True love at first sight. Unrealistic Disney fantasies in the 1990s. Your individuality brings your success. Unrealistic Disney fantasies in the 2020s. Reconciliation with your family. Disney announces live action Lilo and Stitch. People who remember the first Sonic trailer. Knows original stories about fairies. Only knows fairies from Disney movies. Disney World. Clerk. $9. Me. For a waffle? Clerk. Grabs my shirt. You will pay whatever the hell we say, because you love your kids. It's $15 now. In The Incredibles 2004, Syndrome says that Bob and Helen got busy upon seeing their children beside them. This is a reference to something really cool and mysterious, but my mom won't tell me what it is. Grandma, I'm full. Grandma, eat. When you visit the Empire versus when the Empire visits you. Oh look, it's America. When you open the windows because it's too hot. But even hotter air comes through the window. Getting the call every parent dreads on the goofy phone. I would like to take a moment to thank Nanny for being one of the first Disney women to ever look like an actual human being. A very normal frame. The mess up my sleep schedule gang. Finding Nemo fans. Toy Story fans. Incredible fans. Standing in line for photo night. Behind a dad who's trying to explain Alzheimer's to his son. But grandma forgot me. Remember Dory? She forgot things too, right? Yes. But did that mean she loved Nemo any less? No. You hate Disney because they are making their movies woke. I hate Disney because I don't think they've made a good movie in 20 years. We are not the same. Mike versus Mike Pro Max. Walt Disney Pictures? Nah. Pixar? Yeah. Hayden Christensen's wife doesn't want her daughter to know her dad was Darth Vader. You turned her against me. Someone put me in charge of making t-shirts for our family reunion at the most magical place on earth. Disney World? Disney is set to buy full control of Hulu for $8.6 billion. Put them in Kingdom Hearts. Have you ever thought about how the sexual dimorphism of modern Disney characters has perfectly paralleled the sexual dimorphism of the proboscis monkey? I cannot stop thinking about it. There's something terribly wrong here. Anakin has the high ground, which means Anakin won. The funniest part of Aladdin is when the Sultan goes, "Ah, Jafar, my most trusted advisor." And then it cuts to Jafar like this. Lightsaber in the movies versus lightsaber in the games. No way, it's Buzz Lightyear. What Europeans think about Americans. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. What do you see versus what the people in the castle see? I don't get this. What are they seeing? Me kills that annoying mouse. Everyone else at Disney. The two main characters in Disney movies versus the other human characters. If your Disney princess cooks, loves playing with kids, talks to animals and has a heart of gold, that's no Disney princess. It's Kronk. Disney. Congrats, you are being rescued. Every successful movie franchise. Please do not resist. Being amazing Disney movies that didn't deserve to flop. I haven't watched either of these. Netflix? No thanks. My Disney Pixar Cars Lightning McQueen 13-inch speedy TV will do just fine. I sure do love being a toy. He's Andy. Inside Out? This is brilliant, but Inside Out 2? I like this. Disney. But how did you manage to buy Spider-Man from Sony? I bought Sony. Disney. Making live-action remakes, making new original movies. I wonder where they're going to go. Disney. Not letting a child have a Spider-Man tombstone. Screw you 3000. Disney, let's put a castle in our intro. Universal Studios, let's put the Earth in our intro. Pixar, main characters versus Disney, their parents. Hey baby, I got something to show you. You hit send on that picture of Mike Wazowski and I hit end on our relationship. I don't have anything to show you. Peter Pan, we meet again. Captain Hook, Captain Hook. Well, wait, you guys call me Hook? Yeah, because of the hand? I'm sorry. Well, okay, my dad's dead too. Why not call me Captain Dead Dad? How Mike Wazowski wears a mask. Like this, or like this. Dad, calm down, it's just a game. Also dad when his favorite team loses. Me, coming home after a long day at work or school. Or both if you work while going to school. No one, my hair when I wake up. Adult me, seeing one of my favorite things during my childhood getting completely ruined. In Up, 2009, Carl wears a bow tie at the funeral because he never learned how to tie a tie without Ellie. Can't make me cry mid-video, it's not allowed. Casual reminder that Nanny was on her way to becoming a professional surfer before her parents died, and she had to drop everything to look after Lilo. Imagine if all of these studios got together to create one big film. When all humans are about to be perished, they need to collab, make one final movie. With a budget of $165 trillion. New Sully meme gets popular. Sully fans, Mike Wazowski fans, people who are sick of Monsters Inc. memes. Why? We won't cast little people as dwarves anymore, so you'll give us less demanding roles, right? Walt Disney is frozen in a cryo chamber while his name is being used to support terrible TV shows with terrible actors. Dad, you gotta wake up. Pixar makes worthless sequels to Toy Story and cars that nobody wanted. Also Pixar a couple years later. I'll do it again. Toy Story frame 9,356 out of 14,206. I am just a little depressed, that's all. Remember when Pixar used to animate blooper reels for their movies so the characters were behaving like actors in a movie and messing up their lines, and even the villains were goofy off screen? For Toy Story 4, instead of creating all the individual cobwebs in the antique store, Pixar created AI spiders that were programmed to spin the webs wherever the cobwebs needed to be. When people are testing your patience, but you've got to stay calm because you have bills to pay. What? Okay, fine, I'm cool, I'm fine. Did you know when the movie Zootopia was released, the news anchor appeared as different animals depending on what country you lived in? In the US/Canada/France, he was a moose. In New Zealand/Australia, he was a koala bear. In Brazil, he was a jaguar. In Japan, he was a tanuki. And in China, he was a giant panda. What was he in UK? A British bulldog? I will never understand why Disney is so focused on live-action remakes when they literally own the rights to the Muppets. I would take a Muppet remake of a Disney animation classic over a live-action remake all any day. Muppet Beauty and the Beast, where the Beast is played by the only human actor, and he turns into a Muppet at the end. He has balance issues. No, you aren't doing it right. Let me demonstrate. Johnny Depp teaching other Johnny Depps so they can rule the world in his absence. The Mother Depp teaches its Depplings how to behave in the wild. Depplings. In Coco, the VFX artists spent an upwards of 2,000 man-hours working on these few seconds alone. But I didn't see anything because I was crying hysterically. Best Toy Story logo? I like the original. I guess that's just me with nostalgia though. Kinda biased. You'd have to ask someone who hasn't watched Toy Story. People in Pittsburgh actually eat pizza where the crust is cooked and the toppings are put on cold. So to answer your question, yes, Pittsburgh is as bad as it sounds. Congrats, Pittsburgh, you ruined pizza. First the Hawaiians and now you. Am I the only person as a child that saw the cursive D as a backwards G? Wait, it wasn't called Jiznep? Not a kid's movie. 1 hour later. Remember, I haven't watched this movie. Disney, trying to explain why you can't sue them, because you signed a 3-month trial for Disney Plus several years ago. This is actually real. The dark side of Pixar bloopers. The absolute state of video essays. True crime YouTubers talking about a real life murder versus lost media YouTubers talking about a cancelled episode of SpongeBob. No more crop circles. Ah, all the other aliens got to make them. What kills me about this scene is Nanny's use of the word more, indicating that Jumba has, at some point, actually made at least one crop circle. What is a crop circle? Davy Jones is honestly one of my favorite movie villains because he's so extra. He introduces himself by saying, "Do you fear death?" And he plays the spooky pipe organ with his tentacle beard while pining over lost love. He knows his aesthetic and he owns it. Forget about Pirates of the Caribbean and spent a solid minute trying to figure out when the ghost man asked SpongeBob if he fears death. James Barry, creator of Peter Pan, gave the Peter Pan copyright to Great Ormond Street Hospital, the leading children's hospital in London. The royalties continued to support the institution's work today, more than 80 years after his death. 6-year-old Jermaine had been saving up money so he could go to Walt Disney World, but he decided to spend that money on food to hand out to Hurricane Dorian evacuees instead. You're a good kid, thank you. Oh, look at that.
I've been impaled. When someone emotionally hurts you, but you have to act like you don't care. Unofficial costumes versus official costumes. Why do the unofficial costumes have better faces than the real ones? Realizing I finally live like a Disney princess. The letter I exists. The Pixar lamp. I'm about to end this man's whole career. Flynn Rider admires Rapunzel with love, while a young boy with a churro stares in disdain at Disneyland. One day, you will too find love, churro boy. Find yourself a person who looks at you the way Felix looks at his root beer. I don't want anyone to look at me like this. Ka-chow. What is this? How come Simba can walk in on a girl taking a shower and people say, that's adorable? When I do it, she starts screaming and tries to call the cops. Guy's dad does not react well to being told he looks like food critic from Ratatouille. I don't blame him. The most relatable thing to happen to any Disney character is when Alice literally flooded a room with her tears, and then moments later was completely dry-eyed, floating in a bottle, saying, oh dear, I wish I hadn't cried so much. Ah well, another mental breakdown. This is cute because it's probably the first time she's seen / had her hair completely dry, and it's all soft and full of volume. Aw, how the hell is her hair soft after living in salt water for all her life? Shh, mermaid physics. Disney / Pixar has the best animations. No, Sony is better. Meanwhile, DreamWorks. Human who created Mousetrap. Mouse who created Human Trap. Disneyland guest actually pulled the sword out of the stone. He is the chosen one. Disney villains then versus now. Now, an old grandma. Then, literally Satan. Evil queens are just Disney princesses who worked in customer service for too long. Everyone has trouble fitting in at your age. I know I did. I was a regular fish out of water. You? No way. No, she was literally a fish out of water. You don't understand. We're dead, we're dead. We survived, but we're dead. Me, when there's no good food in the house. Pixar, accidentally deleting 90% of Toy Story 2. Some animator who has backups on her home computer. Try a new perspective. A Bug's Life too. Disney, you better not be playing with us. Ratatouille is a good movie and all, but can we stop ignoring the weird subplot about how it's wrong for rats to steal? Like, what are they supposed to do then? Buy food from the grocery store? With what money, Ratatouille? I feel like I'm crazy. They make such a big deal about rats stealing. Like, they have options? What do you think would happen if a rat shows up at the food bank to feed his wife and kids? They'd have killed Remy. Me. Hey Pixar, are you a Bob or Butt guy? Pixar. Probably the worst out of context Pixar frame. At least one of them. If I don't love it, I don't swallow. You just realized. Toy Story 3, and this was her in Monsters Inc. This is weird. Cool though, because tomorrow you could be trampled to death by wildebeests. Take time to be a dad today. All human contact has been with English people. Speaks with an American accent. Disney logic. Maybe I'm blind because I don't see any source. Pixar moms had no right to look this fine. Bro, what? Disney, Netflix, live action remakes nobody asked for. Disney nowadays be like, yes, the movies are made out of remake. I identify with Bella the most because she would rather read books than talk to people in her own town. Disney Pixar villains are mid compared to DreamWorks. Faked his own death to destroy a company of a rich man responsible for the death of his daughter. Manipulates a whole kingdom and destroys the life of one kid. Kidnaps kids and steals their scream to provide energy to Monster World. Literally executes a superhero genocide. Gaslights his first two friends and tortures toys daily. The Bobs. Bob is Bob. Disney princess starts singing near a forest. All the animals in that forest. Pixar quotes in 2007. Not everyone can become a great artist, but a great artist can come from everywhere. Rick Astley will let you borrow any movie from his Pixar collection except one. I wonder, definitely not Ratatouille. Why isn't Pixar as good as it used to be? You're not 10 anymore. I don't even think it's that. I just think they have went downhill. Like, the Pixar team came up with WALL-E, A Bug's Life, and Monsters Inc. during one lunch. Couple about to take a little one to see a new Pixar movie. Graphic designers that spent days making 2 seconds of hair blow in the wind. Pixar is called Pixar Animation Factory in the Cars universe. Their releases include The Incredicars, Toy Cars Story, Fueling Nemo, and Monster Trucks Inc. In Lightyear 2022, Buzz's dog tag reveals that he has O positive blood, which is the same blood as my ex-wife. She cheated on me with my best friend, Steve. Steve works at Pixar, so I'm pretty sure he put that in there to annoy me. Disney, teaching kids no matter how ugly you are, you can still be a hero, but you still can't get the girl. a people trap set by a mouse. Fun fact, for this scene, director Brad Bird and his sound crew found an old dead corpse buried within the Pixar studio and compacted most of the remains to achieve the most perfect bread crust sound. In Ratatouille, Git, the jacked rat, has a tag on his ear reading A113. Not only is this a frequently used Pixar Easter egg, it also implies that he was a lab rat, explaining his large size. Walt Disney seeing what his company has become now. Don't make me come down there, you punk. Sit back and relax, The Incredibles way. People who have never watched The Incredibles, entering the collection on 4K this November. WALL-E, huge sigh, the fat-phobic Pixar movie. Watched this at the cinema with my wife. All the kids were eating popcorn. All the adults were in tears, including me. I can't wait until I am emotionally stable enough to see the new Pixar movie without worrying about what it will do to my mental state. Best impersonation of the Pixar limb. Pixar. Trouble. You're only in trouble if you get caught. My motto. What's a motto? Nothing. What's a motto with you? A Disney reference and a Disney post. We have achieved a post-singularity event. What most men think they are like versus what most men are actually like when Simba tells his dead dad to get up. Then you have my permission to cry. I want a movie about what happened before The Lion King. Like how Mufasa and Scar were cubs. How do peepees make you feel? Put that thing back where it came from. Also help me. When my friend gets sloppy drunk and I have to deliver her to her boyfriend, well, here's your precious princess. The sudden decrease in animation quality between the first Hunchback and the sequel is both hilarious and sad. If Pixar made Vans, Edna Mode being disgusted by a baby while wearing an exquisite silk dressing gown is such a mood. I am not a baby person, I am an artist. Aladdin's reaction to Shangbo, Hercules though. Oh my, I have to work out more. How old were you when you found out that Scar became Hercules' headpiece in the Disney movie? Now. Right now. Well, maybe when I downloaded this meme, but kind of now. Ken's got game. Barbie, wait, don't do this. She's a Barbie doll, Ken. There's 100 million just like her. Not to me, there's not. Disney doesn't want to be associated with death. Also Disney. Disney asking for 50% profit. Sony refusing and fighting back. Fans thinking MCU Spider-Man is no more. Tom Holland just waiting for his paycheck. Disney animation movies versus live action remakes. The BFG. Disney, big friendly giant. Me, big freaking guy. When someone has 3D animation skills, become a Pixar animator. Overwatch not safe for work videos. What the hell? Woody and Buzz have been turned into shoes. Things got a rear end like a Pixar mum. Pixar, when they're creating a new mum character and get to the butt size slider. More. Linguini is a classic example of big nose Pixar boy, but I never stopped to appreciate how his love interest was a big nose Pixar lady. Those don't come as often. You would never get a Disney princess looking like that. I just noticed Linguini has a tiny beard. What the? During a 12-hour flight delay, my boyfriend wandered off. When I found him, he was in the middle of a Pixar movie marathon with a group of 5-year-olds. He's the one for me. In Toy Story, Pixar was still trying to figure out how to animate humans, so much so that they just used multiple Andy models for the kids and hit the mum's face. And this is One Shot in Seoul. Animation and its evolution is so awesome. Sometime in the future, when Disney announces the live-action remake of this, no, here we go again. Welcome to Mikasa. That's French for front door. It's really not. I didn't understand until I learned Honey was Latina. That sentence makes me feel sad because she's not really portrayed as Latina. Would you prefer her to wear a sombrero and blast Tigres del Norte from an old pickup truck? What do you plan to do with your future? You mean the swirling vortex of terror when your phone has no signals and you go all Lion King on it? Relationship expectations, the reality. So what are we gonna do? I don't know. What you wanna do? Woody, you are a toy. Buzz, looks like Elsa really meant it when she yeeted that crown. I'm never going back. The past is the past. Don't lie. One of the best things in this film was how Fred's butler literally couldn't give a damn about anything. Tied up, run around by a girl in a supersuit, whatever. Marshmallow Man wants a brofist, makes the weirdest freaking noise. No damns given. Fred's butler fandom. Fred's dad has been a superhero for how long? Heathcliff has had more than enough time to get used to all of this BS. Nobody. Pixar mums. Toy Story. Am I really going to defile this grave for money? Pixar. Of course I am. Pixar employees after they have to create a new physics engine just for the mum's butt. Pixar's eye waiting to get brutally pulverized and murdered by the lamp. Pixar meet and greet. Buzz Lightyear. I'm a talking toy. Dory. I'm a talking fish. Lightning McQueen. I'm a talking car. Guy from Up. My wife died. Everyone. Dory. I'm a talking fish. Tip. When making a Doing the Deed tape, play Disney music in the background. That way, if it gets leaked online, Disney attorneys will have them all taken down. Just because I don't want to be a part of the drama at work doesn't mean I don't want to know all of the tea. Disney. 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 What inspired you to create 9 new Star Wars shows? Money. Man, woman, father. Looking for men, woman. My son, have you seen my son? Disney. How did you manage to buy Spider-Man from Sony? I bought Sony. Disney. When you ask them why they're making 4 live-action remakes, we've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas. Disney donating to stop the Amazon rainforest fires. Disney paying $10 billion for Spider-Man, right. Disney naming Big Hero 6 sequel. Big Hero 7. Bigger Hero 6. Disney has an attractive girl play an ugly character by wearing glasses. Everyone. Actually, she's still pretty cute with glasses on. Disney. I said she ugly today. Disney. How much for Spider-Man? Not for sale. How much for the company? Pixar movies always have a crazy plot twist. Like, what do you mean the bear toy is the villain? Pixar in the 90s. This is a story about love and friendship. Pixar now. We're going to put you in a deep existential crisis and slowly dig you out. You will never be the same and you will constantly question what is to be human. Also, please enjoy this talking animal. Pixar Lemon isn't real and can't hurt you. Pixar Lemon. Buzz Lightyear thinks he's pretty clever and beyond. When I have a test on Monday, but I want to go out for the weekend. Yeah, I've got time. Me on Sunday night. I cannot stop laughing. New Buzz Lightyear looks like a libertarian podcaster who wants to ask you why you need a license to drive a car, but not to operate a toaster. Others. The best day I've had is when I got married. Me. Pixar to follow. Success of Lightyear with film about real-life potato that inspired Mr. Potato Head. Coming up with schemes with your best friend. Was this movie even real? Teacher. Why are you always late? Me. I am not fast during math. I'm sorry, I'm confused. What the heck? No. There are 104 days of winter vacation and Elsa won't come out and spend it. You will order the princess to marry me. But you're so old. Bless the Sultan. I love this. Frozone has a wife and she is the greatest good he is ever gonna get. Anna has invited Elsa to build a snowman. Go away, Anna. Ever since your song got popular on YouTube, you haven't wanted to hang out with me. Let it go. Stop saying that when people try to force me to socialize. Custom made shoes. Can't keep them on. It makes no sense. Cinderella, come on. Drop the act. Come on, Timon. You guys have to create a diversion. What do you want me to do? Dress in drag and do the hula? One of the best transitions I've ever seen in a movie. Me, coming home after a long day at work, or school, or anything being active. That may sleep. If a boy makes you sad, just remember, he's a human. You're a mermaid, or a girl, or anything. Never mind. I was about to say anything you're attracted to, but then again, I remember what people are like. So, how I feel when I order alcohol. And I don't get asked for my ID. Some people in the morning versus me. Attachments are forbidden for Jedi. Also Jedis. Mike, I can't believe it. Sully. Oh, Mike. I'm on a t-shirt. Come on, boy. Achilles. Heel. Was that a pun? In the commentary, the directors say they named the horse Achilles for the sole purpose of making this joke. It's as amazing as it sounds. Apparently, I was in 101 Dalmatian. I'm hungry. I'm so hungry I could eat a whole elephant. I'm hungry, mother. I really am. I'm not sleepy, I'm hungry. Did you bring me anything to eat? I'm hungry, mother. I'm hungry. I think we should have this conversation. What, like for an adaptation? I shipped Tadashi with that pizza. Tadashi plus pizza equals love. If I could use one screenshot to describe Big Hero 6 to someone, it would be this one. Sometimes I stop and seriously think about all the history that has happened right where I'm standing and lose my mind just a little bit. Cashier, that'll be $7.99. Me, thinking about the fact that dinosaurs bigger than houses used to walk the earth, or like some peasant is standing where you're standing. We have created characters and animated them in the dimension of depth, revealing through them to our perturbed world that the things we have in common far outnumber and outweigh those that divide us. So I was looking a bit closer at that picture of what seems to be Hiro and Tadashi's parents, and Toy Story taught us that appearances really do trick you. We want to do a movie about a vegetable family. Pixar develops Onion Mom. Pixar. So it starts with the love story of childhood sweethearts, Carl and Ellie. OMG, they're perfect, right? Later he goes on a great adventure in a floating house. Haha, what does she do? Pixar. Me. Pixar? What is she doing during the great adventure? The letter I, seeing the Pixar lamp about to crush them into oblivion. The new wave of Pixar dads really be hitting different. Red is a lucky color when you can't aim for anything in a video game, so you choose the fastest firing weapon. Remember class, anything can be art, except what Bobby drew today. Bobby has created the opposite of art. Bobby has a future at Pixar. Hey look, it's that toy from a movie, that's from a movie, that's from a toy, that's from a movie. One of the most hidden and my personal favorite Incredibles 2 Easter egg, the color bars on the pilot's uniform are abstract representations of all 20 Pixar films. Nintendo. Only characters that originate in video games can go in Smash. Me, an intellectual. Lightning McQueen is a video game character. As the production of Toy Story wrapped up in 1994, Pixar writer Andrew Stanton asked his co-workers during a brainstorming session, what if mankind had to leave Earth and somebody forgot to turn off the last robot? 14 years later, he answered his question with the movie WALL-E in 2008. Teacher, what's so funny? Me, nothing. My brain.
Waluigi.
I want a Disney Pixar movie about a teenage boy who unintentionally transforms into a stone golem at very inconvenient times. It won't be a metaphor for anything whatsoever. Even Buzz Lightyear knows how hard my picks are. Rock Pixar movie. When you're on the verge of mental collapse and something of minor inconvenience happens. Today's the day. Me, thinking I replied to the message. The other person, thinking I'm ignoring them. So I had no voice at work today, and since I work at the Disney store, I had a little notepad in which I wrote, "Can't speak. Ursula the Sea Witch stole my voice, but I'm happy to assist you." And a little girl came up to me, read my notepad, grabbed my hand, dragged me all around the store, asking random guys if they'd like to be my true love, so I can get my voice back and stay human. It was so adorable. It was the most adorable, awkward situation I had ever been in. Everyone else got a kick out of the reference too. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary, and never ask to Disney, what is the first movie to mix animated characters with real ones? Disney Pixar movie starter pack. Stupid rule that main character needs to break. Overprotective parents. Funny and crazy family / tribe tradition. Cute pet, perfect for toy sales, but useless to plotline. One scene that stabs your heart. WALL-E's definitely up there for one of my favorites. I love Diva.
Eva. Wally.
Ariel and Herc are technically cousins, socially awkward gingers. Yeah, that, and Ariel is the son of Triton, son of Poseidon, brother of Zeus, who is the father of Hercules. So yeah, technically they are literal cousins. Cool, isn't it? Holy! Nemo was named Nemo because Nemo hides inside anemone, like a clownfish would hide inside an anemone. I am not open to other interpretations. Nemo, cinnamony. This is my variation of Double Duck. On the signal, we switch places. Kronk, it's time. Grr. I don't even know what this movie was, but it was great. I think I watched this when I was like 11 or 10. I don't remember anything though. It was at school. After much look and close analysis, I have found a frame which shows the true intention of Prince Han. At first glance, you see him wave and all is normal, but if you look closely in the background, you can see exactly who the real villain is. She is giving the look of anger, which means she is using telepathic communications to change Han's mind and make him do the evils.
Disney, teaching you not to talk to strangers unless they're hot. There is no way two men could even begin to take care of a child. Her real parents never even realized she was gone. Bullied so bad she started talking to mice. Wore heels to formal events. Married sociopath who likes feet. Disney was so real. This one is different. He's honest and sweet and wouldn't do anything to hurt me. He's a guy. Are they going to live happily ever after, Mama? No, because they are nobles in Revolution-era France and will be guillotined. You must be fun at parties. I'm sorry to say this, but it has come to my attention that in Disney's Descendants, Dopey the dwarf has a son named Doug, which means that canonically, Dopey has smashed. Snow White wearing a shirt of the thing that almost murdered her is such a power move. The only character in media I ever related to is Chef Gusteau from Ratatouille, who got one negative review one time, and it made him so sad he died. And the broken-hearted chef died shortly afterwards. If Liam Neeson voiced Nemo's dad, Finding Nemo would have been a very different story. Look at his face. He's so worried that he ruined it and messed up all their hard work, and she's just like, I like it. And that makes him smile because she loves him. I love this movie. And then 5 minutes later she dies, and so do I. If it wasn't for him being an attempted murderer, they would be a cute couple. Minor issues. My friend has this weird knockoff Winnie the Pooh blanket, and it's the most menacing thing I've ever seen. That's not honey. This is the Olaf my son waited for at Barnes & Noble. I don't even know what to say. Pixar throughout the years. What if cars had feelings? What if fish had feelings? What if feelings had feelings? Have fun, kids. I'll just be here listening to my tunes. Heavy metal music plays. Moana placing a seashell instead of a stone in the chief's monument. The next village chief who has to deal with his stone trying to balance on the seashell. No, this is not oddly amusing. This is oddly terrifying. Mute naked girl on a beach. Seems legit. I'll put a ring on it. Beauty and the Beast 2. Lost in IKEA. Because Bella and the prince need some new furniture after it all turned human again. Aladdin. A lad out. A people trap set up by a mouse. Everyone has trouble fitting in at your age. I know I did. I was a regular fish out of water. You? No way. No, she was literally a fish out of water. You don't understand. Cinderella's dress must have been very revealing if the prince looked at her all evening without being able to remember her face. Olaf was such a mood here. Baby, babe, baby? Oh yeah, I'm single. Math is math. Think dash. Think. Rat speaks perfect English. Bug speaks perfect English. Toys speak perfect English. Robot from future can't talk. This is an award-winning studio. Yes, and it adds character. It's amazing. Your happily ever after versus my happily ever after. Jesse, listen to me. Remember your training. But I don't have any training. This is basically what it's like to be an adult. The question that still haunts me to this day. What the hell happened to Mrs. Potts' 20 other children? There was something bothering me on Cinderella's 3D model. It's not that I don't like it, but she somehow looked different and I didn't know why. I just realized it's because she never had ears in this costume. I laughed at the scene as a child, but this is literally how I deal with my life now. How timely that my sister just sent. Wait, he's holding himself up with his butt cheeks. Questions if it's safe to ride. Has a tiger for a pet. Father wields a mighty trident. Amazed by a fork. Come out from work and Aladdin has taken up 2 spots. I'll show him a whole new world in a minute. And every last inch of me is covered with hair. Bro, please. We have reached the moment that this is weird and this is not. Imagine how shook the boys would have been if they'd gotten a letter that said, oh, by the way, your platypus died. He left you a hover car. Coming up with schemes with your best friend. Was this movie even real? How does an 80-year-old woman have the same cardio as a fit, athletic muscle man? This show, man. A dude turned into a llama. And you're questioning why an old lady is as fit as a muscly guy. Prince Charming is the best part of Cinderella 3. Probably because he looks vaguely like memes from 2012. Never ever, under any circumstances, pause a Disney movie, stop saying brave when you mean racist. Snapchat releases new filter that makes your dog look like a Disney character. In cinema, gloves are regularly used to represent hiding one's true intentions. Characters often seen wearing gloves are normally hiding something. Frozen is a perfect example of this. Elsa obviously uses gloves to hide her powers and doesn't show her true self until she discards them. But guess who else wears gloves the entire movie? Well played, Disney. Well played. With all the cooking and cleaning for 3 other women, how did Cinderella even stay up until midnight? I vacuum once a week and I'm in bed by 9 p.m. Please, be my wife, Wazowski. The amount of sass in this picture is overwhelming. I paused at the wrong time. I think you paused at the completely right time. My dad just sent this to me. Why does this lady from Despicable Me 2 look like a fusion of Pearl and the cook boy from Ratatouille? I forgot I did this over break. How would Mike Wazowski wear a mask? Like this, or like this. I didn't realize he had ears that looked like that. What? Disney releases $110,000 package that will take you to all 12 parks around the world on a private jet. Taylor Swift experience. So the whole plot of this movie hinges on the fact that she can't speak and simply tells the prince what's going on. Adult, do you know what college you want to go to yet? Me sweats nervously. Monsters University. Flynn Rider, the only Disney character to ever question why everybody is randomly singing. Civilians, such a great story of love finding a way. Veterans, oh hell no, she will wake up and claim assault. That plotting lady can stay in a coma. I'm not going to the brig. I paused Frozen right as Anna punched Hans and now I'm crying. Forever alone. Oh, it's something. At the end of Ratatouille, the food critic Anton Ego ends up funding a small bistro for Remy to cook in. The average lifespan for a rat, i.e. the head chef, is 1.8 years old. That is an absolute awful investment. Ariel was originally designed with blonde hair. No way, so was Merida. What he thinks no makeup looks like versus what it actually looks like. Disney World is reopening in July because they will not stop until they have killed everyone's parents. I have magical hair. I have ice magic. I have a 5-digit body count. Watched Tangled with my family and this brief scene showed up. No one understood. Why did she laugh? Why did you laugh? Hey, are you lightning? Cause I wanna be your queen. Ka-chow. Marry me. You guys, what if Waternoose had his heart broken by a child a long time ago, and that's why he's so violently opposed to letting the other monsters get to know kids? Actually, this would explain the entire monster reality, because they have entire government agencies devoted to keeping the kids out. Someone at the top of all of this knows that kids are actually really lovable, but monsters can never befriend them, because the adults would hunt them down and kill them. The scare tactics used used in this movie were for monsters' own good, but not for their physical health, for their heart. How my little cousin watches the movie Brave every single time. Ah yes, she is wearing a Merida wig. How precious. Finding Nemo, the Disney movie with no songs. Ain't they related or something? Even Satan doesn't want me. I'm back with more due to popular demand. Who knew these guys had the same eyebrows? At this point, I'm open for suggestions. Stop doing it! On my birthday, we went to a teppanyaki restaurant where they cook in front of you, and after he finished cooking, our chef was like, I have a tiny little chef that tells me what to do, and pulls out a Remy figurine thing out of his hat. He was wearing the hat the whole time, and it had a rat in it. What I see at Disney's magical fireworks, what I capture with my phone, or haunted burning castle. Anna has the superpower of changing clothes in 3 seconds. 3 seconds later. I want the Disney prequel about these two. I know there's a history there, and a fallout as soon as mum gets home. Did you bring me anything to eat? Me, has the happiest experience of my life. My brain, nothing. Me, waves at someone who wasn't waving at me. My brain, a core memory. Did you know Agent P and Perry the Platypus are the same? No, I didn't. What? They are? In Toy Story 2, Andy's hat goes with the Jessie doll. We all know someone who would love this. Ariel was truly the most ridiculous of all the Disney princesses. Yo, they eat your friends and pollute your home. Your dad is not being unreasonable here. Hairdresser, what do you want me to do? Me? Just a trim, thanks. No problem. Me. Look at the detail in her hair. I read that they created an entire supercomputer program to make each strand of her hair move the way it should with her body. Like, 2 years of this movie production was dedicated to her hair. I really do hope someone who worked on this has a Tumblr and is sat with a single tear in their eye, whispering, they noticed. It was all worth it. Every single day. Thanks, guys. So long, partner. And this is the moment an entire theater filled with adults and teenagers started crying. Notice how Gothel checks Rapunzel's hair first, not Rapunzel. Notice how Gothel's a huge witch. Your internet connection is unstable. Okay, well, my internet connection can join the club. Meet Princess Tiana, the first Disney princess with a job, business plan, and seasoned food. Everyone always asks, where is Perry? But never, how is Perry? We've all been there, Belle. Someone who's never seen Phineas and Ferb, explain what's going on in this picture. Hell, promo art for Toy Story 4 literally summed up the whole movie. I did laugh when I saw this in theaters because it was very real guilt tactic parents use, and it's 100% effective. It's called gaslighting. You are not leaving this tower, ever. Oh great, now I'm the bad guy. There's a picture of a dog meeting Pluto, and the dog looks so hyped to meet him. Why do you keep opening the fridge? Me? There may be something there that wasn't there before. That awkward moment when you leave your back door open and Disney characters come into your house. There's only one Disney princess that kisses the villain of this. What? Everyone seems to forget that Ariel is the only Disney princess who became a mother raising her 12-year-old daughter, Melody. Why isn't Disney karaoke a thing? I have a very specific set of skills that is going to waste. I love how the Disney fandom is always so cute and happy, but the minute someone messes with them, they jump on their magic carpets and fly around the offender like hawks, shooting at them with arrows and explosive pixie dust. They sing as they hunt you, too. Let's get down to business. Our frying pans are always ready, war cry. Nobody, me, ever think about, no, I do not want to think about the Hercules, and Apple corrected them. Honey, you mean Huncules? Autocorrect got it right for once, because how else would you go to the bookstore? Things we learned from Tangled. You can defeat a whole army with a saucepan. It's okay to run away with strange men. A girlfriend made of ice. She's perfect. A platypus? Perry the platypus? Perry, I've got a build just like a duck. I hope our friendship brings you luck. You know what? Atlantis had no right to draw them ladies like that. None. In Lilo and Stitch, 2002, a poster for Mulan can be seen on Lilo's sister's bedroom wall. Me, when someone tries to explain math. What happens when the whistle blows in 5 minutes? I get a timeout. Everyone goes to lunch, which means the scare floor will be painted. You know you're getting old when you watch The Little Mermaid, and when Ariel says, I'm 16 years old, I'm not a child anymore. And you're just sat there like, yes you are, stop it young lady, stop it. Dad, I love him. Bro, you don't even know him. The day you start agreeing with the parents and kids movies is the day it's all over. So Bella and the Beast got married, and they have to buy all new furniture since half their castle turned into people. Cinderella must have some messed up feet if her slipper didn't fit anyone else's foot in town. Person gets hurt in a movie. Meh, whatever, they were annoying anyway. Dog gets hurt in a movie. Yeah, cause dogs do nothing wrong. Humans are aware. Dogs, not so much. I know who you are. Do you? You're my fairy godmother. Maleficent looked so done. Like, bro, I'm a bibbity boppity boop, your kingdom come. Thinking about how Gravity Falls predicted DDLC and FNAF in the same episode, my wisdom is both a curse and a blessing. Why do I keep getting late night realizations and ideas? It's interesting to think about this parallel, considering that the scene from Tangled is scored by the song Kingdom Dance, and then Elsa is in a kingdom of isolation, and she's dancing on her own. Don't forget to drink water and get some sun, because you're basically a houseplant with incredibly complicated emotions, completely overwhelmed. Will do. Stress level. Troy choosing between singing and basketball. Frozone. Jack, Elsa, I've never seen the thing on the top right. What is that? I decided I wasn't kidding. The secret of the incredible Frozen Guardians. I wouldn't mind at all if this becomes a thing. Someone please make this a thing. The Justice League. This picture I took of Gaston is gonna make me poop when you're having a good time, but still thinking about all the stuff you're putting off. Brave, the video game. In the Brave title, there's a hidden Merida and Eleanor. Do you ever sleep, Pixar? I mean, seriously, find someone who looks at you the way Beast looks at Bella with her book. Frozen is the first Disney movie to deal with sibling relationships and not romance. Is that an example or a reaction? Yes. Whoever did this is pure evil. When you miss the last step on the stairs, don't you people realize we're living in our own shit? Oh, here he comes. Nicely done, Pixar. Disney villains arguing. That pumpkin has had enough with them. I'm out. I'm out. This is the best joke Disney has ever made. Life isn't some cartoon musical where you can sing a little song and your inspired dreams magically come true. So, let it go. Doors in the tower. Another subtle sign of abuse in Tangled. Mother Gothel's bedroom has a door and Rapunzel's does not. This means that Rapunzel is never able to lock her out, but Gothel always had that option. Parent, why do you tell everyone your favorite color? Kindergartner. It defines who I am. I love your hair. I love your dress. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Can we all appreciate that Judy found one of her most powerful allies through honest positivity and socialization with another girl? Pleaky was the original drag icon, always serving consistent looks. RuPaul in shock. Bruh. Hairy baby. Guys, I don't think you understand. This man has been a thief his whole life, but he just bought her something really important to her. Pixar, accidentally deleting 90% of Toy Story 2. That one animator with backups on her home computer. Your savior is here. I can relate to Alice. She just keeps randomly eating and drinking everything she sees with the hope it might actually solve all of her problems. My two moods. How have you been feeling about Disney's animation movies the past decade? I miss 2D animation. I'm watching the Lilo and Stitch series with a friend, and I only have one thing to say. Why Disney made Gantu so thick? The Minions have a huge weekend in theaters, extending problems for Disney. So you might say that Disney is on track for a very light year financially. Do you know someone with kids? Do you hate that person? My two personalities before making me do something stupid. God has given up on us. Disney accused of stealing Lion King, and the evidence is all there. Simba, Kimber, Disney. It's not stealing, it's permanently borrowing. Disney. We gotta keep Mickey Mouse safe and sterile. He's gotta be appealing to small children. Paul, I am going to make Mickey Mouse an actual gremlin. Do you hear me? He is a feral rat now. Disney. Brilliant. Look, a sponge and a starfish. There has got to be something we can make out of this. Oh no, that's ridiculous. Your move, Nickelodeon. Shade. How to be seductive. Head tilt, hooded eyes, raised eyebrows, little smirk. How to be evil. The same thing. Do you see the problem? This might win for favorite addition to my post. High school. A summary. Freshman year. A whole new world. Sophomore year. What you wanna do tonight? Junior. Let's get down to business. Senior. Hakuna Matata. This was my favorite line in the movie. Excuse me, I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger. The word I'm searching for I can't say because there are preschool toys present. Movie opens with Flynn. This is the story of how I died. Gets married at the end. When Jim Henson, creator of the Muppets, died in 1990, Disney released this picture of Mickey consoling Kermit the Frog. But what if he's consoling Kermit because he remembers how he felt when Walt died and he doesn't want anyone to go through that alone? Do you want me to cry? Oops, too late. Me and the boys losing our 10th last game of the night. Who's the funniest Disney princess? Rapunzel. Get off the stage. I told this joke to my husband, and he immediately said, divorce. Selfie status while my homegirl chokes someone. Sure, I also might know how to make a fierce exit, but Kuzco knows how to make a fierce entrance. 2 AM goals. If Harry Potter was made into a Disney movie, perfection. Should I do more Harry Potter memes? I can't express my love for this. I couldn't figure out why Eugene was hiding, then it hit me. I never realized this until now. In The Lion King, when Zazu tells Simba that he and Nala are betrothed, Simba says, when I'm king, that'll be the first thing to go. And In TLK2, Kiara isn't betrothed to anyone. When Simba talks about her becoming queen, he never mentioned a king. Inspired by the Disney Pixar animated film Cars 2, the video game lets players jump into the Cars 2 universe with some of their favorite Cars personalities and exotic locations around the globe. Popular user-defined tags for this product: not safe for work, World War II, mature, dating sim, war. Why can't guys ever look at me like this? Because just like Rapunzel, you aren't looking at them when they do. You, my friend, have just opened my eyes. Dear everyone who thinks no one notices them. Guys, this is off topic and I don't want to be that person, but no, be that person. Be that person. Anyone look familiar? If it's hard to tell, at least 4 of the people Syndrome killed were at Bob's wedding. Mr. Incredible wasn't watching supers get killed, he was watching his friends getting killed. People he trusted enough to share his secret identity with. People he trusted enough to share his wife's secret identity with. Hell, our poor boy Gazerbeam got a front row seat with Edna and their NSA agent. That's usually reserved for family only. Doofenshmirtz is a bad villain, but a great dad. Doofenshmirtz does all of his evil schemes to vent, expressing his suffering and tragic history to Perry the Platypus, the only one in his life who actually listens, making peace with his past so that he gives his daughter everything he never had, breaking the cycle of abuse and neglect and making him the greatest father of all time. For Atlantis, Disney needed a new language for the Atlantean people. To do this, Disney hired Mark Okrand, the man who also created the famous Klingon Vulcan for the Star Trek series. In the Atlantean language, Mark's main source for its roots and stems of its words are Proto-Indo-European, but as Okrand also described it as being the Tower of Babel, or root dialect for all languages in the world. He also used ancient Chinese, Latin, Greek, Biblical Hebrew, along with many other ancient languages, or their reconstructions. As such, you can actually learn to write and speak this language. This film is so underrated it hurts. Today I had a man tell me that I obviously wasn't very good at my classical studies degree because Zeus only had one son, Hercules. His source was the Disney movie, Hercules. It would have been easier to list the son Zeus does not have. What a timeless sequence from Tarzan, 1999. Hey, remember when Disney set up their final animated 2D movie for failure by releasing it the same day as the Deathly Hallows Part 2 with absolutely no advertising and then used the poor box office numbers as an excuse to shut down the hand-drawn animation department forever? Trump's voice. And we hear he's coming, Disney folks. Moo. Yes, he's coming for Disney World. The happiest place on earth. Not anymore. Moo. But we love Disney World. We love the rides. We love the fun. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. I never cared for Goofy. Who gave you the right to do this and then cut up onions and throw them in my eye? Oh my, you're such a little toddler. Say, that's what I'm going to call you. Todd. You know, Todd, I'm not going to be so lonesome anymore. Lilo was peak with little girl representation. Like, all weird Disney characters just fall under cute, quirky. No, Lilo was it. She gave peanut butter sandwiches to a fish because it controlled the weather, the range. If Buzz had never accepted he was a toy, he would have been totally stoked about Sid sending him back to space using a rocket. I swear, Buzz is just stupid. I'm sorry, I prefer Woody. No, my favorite, what's his name? Wait. Oh yeah, Bullseye. Bullseye was my favorite character in the whole of Toy Story. I used to get the toys, you know, the Disney toys. I used to be obsessed with them. All the time I'd play with them. Don't know where they are now. Remember when Zendaya did that? This dress is so ugly, I'm sorry. I've been holding it in for years. You're telling me they're played by the same person? Yes, it's called being an actor. I've been wanting to meet Peter for years. Last week my parents finally took us all to Disneyland. I saw Peter and immediately ran up to him and waved, saying he was my hero. He grabbed my arms and saw my scars and frowned. He quickly said, "No, you have battle scars. You must have fought off a lot of stinky pirates. You, princess, are my hero," and bowed and kissed my hand before hugging me tightly and whispering, "You're beautiful. Please stop," in my ear. I cried the rest of the whole day, turning red as cringe because 13-year-old girls don't... Let me stop you right there. When I was 13, I wrote a story about how Legolas fell in love with me, and how I went to Middle-earth, and then Aragorn also fell in love with me. We are cringe. We are legion. When I was little, I wanted to grow up to be a Disney princess, but I'm pretty sure I just became Yzma. So my friend went to the parks dressed as Anna, and this was Anna's reaction upon spotting her in the crowd. I feel like these two would have a lot of trash talking to share if they ever got together for a boys' night. I personally think Cinderella should have lived a happy life with all of her animal friends, rather than settle for a man who had her try on a shoe because he couldn't recognize her without makeup. Well, here's your precious princess. I always loved this this part because it means that Maleficent had to be like, okay, I'm gonna cover her with my cape. And when they go where she is, it'll be like, boom, ta-da. Being evil takes planning. People are what oh no. No, you can't curse in a Disney film, mate. See, I told him. The way he puts his hands behind his back. It's like he is a little toddler who is just tattletaled in some other kid and feels really proud of himself and looks to the teacher because he feels like he deserves a well done sticker on his face. Your birth month is your Disney sidekick. I'm July, so I get that I get that cup. I really wish I was August though. I love Cinderella. I'm pretty sure that's from Cinderella. You know the cheese scene with all them. That in any movie, I'm gonna be honest, in any movie, that is like one of the most nostalgic pieces of media I have ever consumed. The perfect sequel doesn't exist. Down. Wrong door. This is my favorite thing on the internet. Ratatouille is hilarious because the villain wasn't even evil. He just didn't want food cooked by rats. Character development. I'm looking for my colleague, Wreck-It Ralph. Have you seen my friend, Ralph? Ralph, are you coming, brother? I blame Disney for my taste in women. What are you talking about with the bottom right? Did you guys ever have a crush on Diego from Ice Age? No. Imagine if all of these movie studios got together to create one big film. Who goes there? I paused at the exact right time. Making a hidden shrine for Mike Wazowski and hiding it in a public library for people to find. Fun isn't something you consider when balancing the universe, but this does put a smile on my face. Thinking about this picture of Mike Wazowski I accidentally took at Disneyland. My stress levels are above par in the Incredibles 2 trailer 24/7. Lol, they turned cars into a real thing. Finally, a character I can relate to. Why is this exactly what I imagined they would look like? Sure, the Disney Renaissance was great, but the 2000s gave us some awesome Disney movies as well. IG models better hide because the original slim thick queen Mrs. Incredibles is coming back. When you finish giving a presentation that went terribly, seems like Disney is using the same guy from the graphics department. I genuinely thought this was 3 Star Wars movies. Stop crying, it's just a movie. The movie. Tadashi risked his life for no reason, running into that building to save someone who wasn't even dying. What they don't show you in The Incredibles. It's slightly less horrifying when you remember that she's Elastigirl, so her body is allowed to stretch like that. Marvel Studios. This is the most ambitious crossover event in history. Disney Animation. Hold my beer. New official Lightyear promo art featuring Andy watching the film. What nerd brings all of his toys with him to the movie theater? The entire plot of Disney Pixar's Ratatouille. You can't cook, you a rat. Screw that police. I made this joke in the Discord chat, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I'm wheezing. If Buzz had never accepted he was a toy, he would have been totally stoked about Sid sending him to space using a rocket. That reminds me, if Buzz didn't know, how did he know to stop talking and freeze? 1995. What if toys had feelings? 98. What if bugs had feelings? What if monsters had feelings? Fish, superheroes, cars, rats, robots, dogs, Scotland. What if feelings had feelings? Pixar movies. Someone had just said these two have the same energy. Goodbye. I will never get over Disney's original concept for Gaston. If Spider-Man was made by Pixar, the state of his bedroom before, the state of his bedroom after. There's not much sleeping happening. Oh my gosh, you can actually see Rapunzel's reflection on the white of his eyes. Disney forgets nothing. The best thing about the pivot to Bonnie from Andy is that we never had to see good old Buster die. Smash or pass? Oh Nemo, if there was only someone out there who loved you. Barracuda, come back here. You forgot one. I'm a despicable human being. Pixar is wild for making a movie about a rat that had to teach white people how to season their food. How many times did you see The Incredibles 2 already? Enough times to know that the title is Incredibles 2 and not The Incredibles 2. Hey Goob, what's up? Cool binder. Hey Goob, wanna come over to my house today? They all hated me. This is literally everyone on Tumblr. Every conversation with my mother ever. Wait a minute, you left Jack alone? Yes mom, I'm completely stupid. Teacher, why are you always late? Me, I am not fast. It took 110 supercomputers and $30 million to render this dog. Hey guys, hey, could you delete this? I don't like seeing it on my dash or in general. Screw you, I spent 15 minutes in Snapchat making this image, purely for the purpose of making people uncomfortable. Nemo appeared in the movie Monsters Inc. as one of Boo's toys 2 years before Finding Nemo was released. She found Nemo before it was cool. Have you seen my son? I forgot. Save me, father. The entire movie in 3 pictures. Someone in my neighborhood is very upset about cars, and I think Disney better offer up some answers. Missing logical sense. If there are no people in cars, then why do they have doors, or steering wheels, or dashboards, or pedals, or anything like that? Why is there a school bus if there are no children to take to school? What is happening? What is this nightmare? Remember when Scar promised the hyenas a better life in order to use them to gain powers, but when they realized he lied to them, they ate him? Something to think about. Saw this theory on Twitter that the dimension Jack Jack goes to in Incredibles 2 is the same one from Monsters Inc. I tried to get away from it, but he picked me up with his mind powers and shook me like a doll. Well, the kid flew right over me and blasted a car with its laser vision. In The Incredibles, in the jungle scene, Violet protects Dash from gunfire with a force field. She looks surprised when she creates it, and when Dash asks her how she's producing the force field, Violet replies, "I don't know. Her intention was to take the bullet for Dash." The orphans! I'm going to hell. Aladdin, get off that train. Your father is alive. Toy Story 4 is about a spork named Forky having an existential crisis because a child carelessly granted him sentience by gluing googly eyes to him. I didn't make any of that up. That's the plot, and I am hyped. What if Peter Pan was just an a-hole and had kids jump out of windows, making Neverland a coma dream? Peter Pan originally was an angel of death that held kids' hands on their way to heaven, Neverland. That's why they never grew up. All those kids were dead. My childhood, gone. Where the hell did that gift come from? The Lion King bloopers? If the Queen in Snow White has magic powers and can turn herself into an old hag, why doesn't she turn herself into someone more beautiful than Snow White? 100% of Disney queens are evil. Therefore, all of the Disney princesses are closeted psychopaths. Anna got engaged to Kristoff. Seriously, what the hell is wrong with you? Come on, I've known this one for 2 days. Finally, a remake I can get behind. Because tomorrow you could be trampled to death by wildebeest. Take time to be a dad today. In Monsters Inc. 2001, the wealthy CEO of Monsters Inc. is held accountable for his actions. This is to remind the audience that the movie is a work of fiction. This is cute because it's probably the first time she's ever seen / had her hair completely dry. How the hell is her hair soft after living in salt water all of her life? Shh, mermaid physics. It was a great show. Why cancel it? We've all been there, Woody. Zombie snarl, angry poodle.
Jazz Clown.
In the morning, I thought we all promised to never talk about Jazz Clown again. Jazz Clown would scare the out of me. The most underappreciated conversation in Monsters Inc. So I said, if you talk to me again like that, we're through. What did she say? You know my mum. She sent me to my room. Apparently everybody's mad. They redesigned Andy for Toy Story 4. Meanwhile, I'm grateful that we don't have to look at this Gollum anymore. Different looking Andy means that whatever bad thing happens to the toys are just an alternate reality and the real gang is safe. 2023 is the first year Disney hadn't had a single 1 billion movie. Since 2014, I can't think of a movie Disney released that year. I mean, the thing is though, good or bad, whatever you think, they can just do a remake or, you know, they just do a sequel to an already popping show, you know, do really well. Still not on Disney Plus, Aladdin. I'm sorry, but this looks like one of those internet games that pop out of nowhere while you're on the internet. I don't know why this is ever even remotely passed for a children's movie. Man, this is worse than The Notebook. What is The Notebook? My favorite thing about Disney movies is how they do the eyes. They're so beautiful. Max from a Goofy movie is now insanely hot. I will never forgive BuzzFeed for this. I can't believe you don't want to go to your own son's graduation. It's not a graduation. He's moving from 4th grade to the 5th grade. It's a ceremony. It's psychotic. They keep creating new ways to celebrate mediocrity. Is it me? Or is this one of the most relatable animated movies ever? What? Okay, fine, I'm cool. I'm fine. Hades speaks to me on a spiritual level. Why does Tumblr always relate to the Satan of every fandom? Because it's easier to identify with a flawed character than some kind of ultra-human the hero normally is portrayed as. Damn, that was deep, man. When your friend says they don't like Disney movies. Did you ever notice the astrological signs around the magic mirror? How to draw Mickey Mouse? 1. Start with 3 circles. 2. Add a heart shape. 3. Receive letter from Disney Legal. Cease and desist. 4. How to draw a cat? Start with a circle. I bet if they made Ratatouille 2, it would have been like Ratatouille International, and they would have entered a cookery contest and met chefs from around the world, but they all had different rats in their hats. I have been waiting for this forever. Where is it, you little one-eyed cretin? Okay, first of all, it's retin, and if you're going to threaten me, do it properly. Literally every person on Tumblr. In case you are wondering, this is what it is like to work in customer service. Find yourself a person who looks at you the way Felix looks at his root beer. I legit don't want anyone to look at me like this. Cute. He's playing in the unborn flesh of his own kind. From Snow White's perspective, the old peddler woman was totally legit. She gave her an apple and told told her to make a wish. Next thing she knows, the prince is there to take her away, and she is surrounded by her friends rejoicing. If leaf-footed bug eggs were made by Pixar, here's what Disney princesses would look like if they were serving in the Serbian military. Disney princess sings, every animal in a 10-kilometer radius. Mickey, what are you doing here? Minnie, I'm done with you. Wendy, hello Peter. The saddest part about this isn't that she's grown up. It's that after all this time, the boy she loved is back and she still loves him. Can't wait until I'm emotionally stable enough to see the new Pixar movie without worrying about what it might do to my mental state. Teacher, you can't hear images. Me.
That was the rudest person I've ever had to believe. Blah, 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 blah.
The life of a Disney cast member. Is your country or culture relevant enough to be represented by Disney? Yep. Hi, I'm Lewis. Ah! Oh, that was unexpected. I loved this movie. Meet the Robinsons. The movie Frozen is a cautionary tale for overly restrictive parents. Kids need to experience life with guidance so that they don't marry the first guy they meet or go all ice witch on people at the first sign of conflict. Cinderella must have some messed up feet if her slipper didn't fit anyone else's foot in town. When people make really good art for a fandom you're not in. Ah, great. What is it? Beauty and the Beast 2 should just be 90 minutes of Bella and the prince shopping for new furniture after it got turned back into people. If the mother in Tangled had just told Rapunzel her birthday was on a different date, the whole movie wouldn't have happened. Can I shoot an arrow? Can I? Please? Can I? Not with that. Why not use your very own? Happy birthday, my wee darling. Her little face. One good thing about this movie. He could have said, no, shooting arrows is not for little girls. But instead, he said, no, shooting with that big bow is not for little girls. Use this small one. I think that's fantastic. Cinderella's dress must have been very revealing if the prince looked at her all evening without being able to remember her face. I'm so glad CGI movies based on 2D characters actually try to make them look like characters now, instead of like weird mutant realistic versions. Like, which side looks better to you when I walk into hell? To me, it looks like Woody's going to start a routine where people get paid money to undress. I mean, he's already got the name for it. Spits out juice over last comment. Now our kids are in danger. If you suspected danger, why did you bring them? I didn't bring them. They stowed away. And I don't think you're striking the proper tone. One of these is not like the others. Muscle Stitch. Yes, the wrong Stitch is here. Aladdin could have just handed the lamp to Jasmine, and they would have gained 3 extra wishes. Reminder that since Ursula is a straight-up shapeshifter, it follows that if her accustomed form is pear-shaped and visibly aged, it's because that's how she likes it. Stop normalizing the grind, and normalize whatever the hell this is. It really exists. P. Sherman Wallaby, no way. Nice move, Moana. How the heck are future chiefs supposed to balance something on top of a shell? He thought his little friend got baked into a cookie. Is this Disney? I'm not sure. Kinda seems like it though. Why is everybody randomly singing? You can't marry someone you just met. Finally, someone says something. Disney erects giant Woody at Hollywood Studios. They could have used a different word. We're getting closer. Segway 9bot unveils a transportation pod. Gets criticized once. Dies. I've got 2 brain cells left, and it's just these 2. None of these animated movies got the attention they deserve. I forgot what that movie is called. You know, Middle Right. I loved that movie though. I didn't know that Linguini and the Rat had a child. Look, the only live-action Disney remake I want to see is The Emperor's New Groove, and I want there to be no CGI. I want Kuzco to be played by 2 actors in a cheap llama costume. Disney/Pixar movies now are like, the women in your family are complex, imperfect, and people who carry the trauma, hopes, and dreams of your female ancestors, and their husbands are just some guys. I almost died. 3rd time on my dashboard. Still funny. You will order the princess to marry me, but you're so old. Bless the Sultan. The fact that this was the thing that pulled the Sultan out of his trance. Remember when Mulan risked her life and her family's honor to save her dad and ended up saving all of China from the Huns, but Anna and Elsa are considered Disney feminist icons. No eating here tonight. Eating here tonight. No eating here tonight. You're on a diet. I love it when DreamWorks makes fun of Disney. They literally gave Ariel a villain arc. Aladdin's only friend were a carpet that moved, a smoking lamp, and a monkey that he communicated with. He was totally just on drugs. Toy ducks quacking. I was thinking about this picture on the drive home and started laughing so hard that I almost got into a car wreck. This picture almost killed me. So, I'm in the middle of cleaning my room, which is why this looks a mess. And my sister is playing with her toys. I hear her say, "We just love new toys," in a really menacing voice, and I turn around to see this. Pixar finally announces The Incredibles 2. Everyone, are we there yet? Pixar, we get there when we get there. The Blu-ray of Cinderella, right, has been so scrubbed of grain that they've actually destroyed the line work in some scenes. Hey Jen, what are you thinking about? Nothing. Also me. Nemo means no one in Latin. Finding Nemo means finding no one. So the whole movie is about a delusional father by the name of Marlin, who is so traumatized about losing his family that he goes on to search for his missing son, who isn't even alive. Don't you people realize we're living in our own shit? Shh, here he comes. Nicely done, Pixar. Out here living my best life. Mickey is melting. This ain't about him. His expression while saying nickel is priceless. When I was on the bus, I found a nickel. I wish I had pockets. Nothing but respect for my first emo girlfriend when I was 5. She better mess stuff up in this movie. I don't want to hear no more of that.
I'm scared of using my powers.
Bro was panicking. Miles, knock it off. I'm not wearing underwear, Miles. Please. Ariel was originally designed with blonde hair. No way, so was Merida. I don't know who that is. Marvel. Infinity War is the most ambitious crossover event in history. Me. People who get annoyed about Pixar's cars having their eyes in the windshield clearly did not witness or enjoy Susie's the Little. They gave Elastigirl the main role in Incredibles 2 to make up for the up stuff they made her do in the first one. Okay, first of all, she is their mother, and she did nothing less than keeping her family safe. McQueen. Not today, old man. I know all of your tricks. Not all my tricks, rookie. The production team for The Prince of Egypt conferred with roughly 600 religious experts to make the film as accurate as possible. They touched the butt. Okay, well, I'm afraid there is no GIF, so they're talking about a GIF, but they touched the butt, I guess. I've seen the Incredibles scene, but not the other two. Happy Pride from our junkyard to yours. Is this saying Mater and Lightning McQueen are gay? Wait, Cars the musical? Can we discuss Jane and Bella's different teaching techniques and how Jane is teaching Tarzan how to read with basic children's books? See Jane run. While Bella, on the other hand, decides that the first thing the beast should learn how to read is Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Bella's having none of your uncultured Did Disney forget it makes movies for children? Let's get out of here. We'll run away together and start a pride. All our own. This one is different. He's honest and sweet and wouldn't do anything to hurt me. He's a guy. I love watching Disney movies when you're older and come across scenes like this. Hades was the original sassy gay friend. The commercial for Charmin Ultra Strong has horrifying implications. The fact there is a security checkpoint for the bear airport, or should I say bearport, implies that there are certain bears who have malicious intent to blow up the bear planes. There are bearists in this universe that aspire to destroy things that these ass-wiping mammals hold near and dear. That bear is naked. What was Scar's name before he got his scars? I don't usually comment on posts, but this fun random Disney fact. Before Scar got his scar, which was given to him by a wildebeest after an incident involving Mufasa, his name was Taka. He requested to be called Scar after this incident because he is a very overdramatic lion, as we already know. The source for this fact is from the Lion King novel series. Damn, you learn something new every day. Monsters University official trailer. What if the reasons the creator of Monsters Inc. waited 12 years to make Monsters University was because the kids who watched Monsters Inc. of ages 5 to 7 to 6 are now 17, 18, or 19 and off to college. The same goes for Toy Story 3. And how Andy was giving up his toys, his childhood, and moving on off to college as well. What if they wanted to say goodbye to the child that loved their movies properly? Today at breakfast break, I was just casually eating a packet of Finding Nemo fruit snacks, and everything is normal. I'm talking to shiny eating candy sea creatures. But then unexpectedly, I pull out a freaking Mike Wazowski from this package of aquatic animals. He is a monster. Why was he in here? This is not Monsters Inc. Mike, this is the ocean. I dare you to go back to the candy packager and tell them, put this thing back where it came from, or so help me. The adults' reactions to, well, I'm sorry, she's rich and will probably get no more than a slap on the wrist. They all look so proud, but you can just see Winston smug. She can escape the law, but my guilt shaming is eternal. Just watch. Face. It's my favorite. I'm going to cry, bros. I was finishing my set at the gym and a song I haven't heard of came on autoplay and I was like, damn, this stuff goes off. I checked the song and it's from the Planes OST. Shaquille, don't feel... It's nearly 4 in the morning. I don't understand this. I don't know why you're laughing hysterically at 4 and it is 6:30 for me and I didn't even understand this. Edna, you're the best. Yes, I know, darling. I know. I want to have Edna's confidence. The thing is, she needs to be confident. She needs to be the best so that the tragedies of her past don't happen again. Why? No capes. She made those outfits. Her outfits are the reason that competent heroes died. She needs to be better than she was, better than she is. So she sets those standards for herself. Excuse me, who gave you permission to give me any emotions over Edna mode. Trouble. You're only in trouble if you get caught. My motto. What's a motto? Nothing what's a motto with you. A Disney reference in a Disney post. We have achieved a post-singularity event. A room full of scientists applaud and shake hands. Notice how all of humanity has just gone downhill since they declared that Pluto was not a planet anymore. Wrath of Pluto. Actually, Pluto was the Roman name for Hades. They named a planet after a god of the dead, then revoked its planetary status and thought everything would be okay. You fools. If Mike Wazowski lost his legs, would he be decapitated or legless? A complete analysis. Legless, because if he's decapitated, that means he would have to die. What do you guys think?